We'll look to go green flag next time by McMaster Buick GMC pace truck. Make the hard left to pit road. This time down the back straightaway. So there we go. McMaster Buick GMC pace truck hits pit road. Paris Sunset Speedway regular's going to lead him to green. Jacob Booth on the inside. Cash Ireton the outside. Green flag in the air off of turn number 4. First qualifying heat race underway here this afternoon. Booth with a great jump down the bottom side of the racetrack. He'll lead him down into turn number 1. Ireton up on the high side of the racetrack. Now has to deal with Curtis Young, that 94X machine. Young jumps up to the second spot. Ireton shuffled back to third. Ireton's trouble's not over yet. Here comes the 55 of Brandon Steele looking to the inside of the 54 machine. Jacob Booth out in front. The new tire sales number 26 machine. Now under pressure from Young. Young up on the high side of the racetrack. Trying to make the high rent district work that time through 1 and 2. He'll drive it deep into turn 3 up on the high side of the racetrack. Trying to pull alongside Booth in the 26 machine. Booth still with the advantage off of 4 and down the front straightaway. Young with the horsepower advantage that time down the back straightaway, able to pull ahead of the 26 of Booth as they got into turn 3. Back to strike this time by. It'll be Young in that 94 machine up on the high side of the racetrack. Got a little bit sideways on the entry to 1, and that's going to open the door for Booth, trying to power back down the back straightaway. Booth does not have enough to get there. Young now clear of the 26 machine as they race off of turn number 4. Ireton struggling aboard that 54 machine. He's falling back outside the top 5 now. Chris Kahn takes over the 5th position, just behind Mark Allen in the 09. Cross legs the line, 5 laps in, 5 laps to go. Qualifying heat race number 1 for the bone stock. Kahn still on the move, that 48 machine to the inside of Allen, the 09. He will take the 4th spot away. We'll remember back to 2021 opening night here, Chris Kahn had heavy contact with the outside retaining wall. So looking for a better run here in 2022 to kick off his season, as he is now up to the 4th spot after starting shotgun on the field. Unfortunately for Kahn though, gonna have a big gap to try to close in on the 55 of Brandon Steele. They'll come into possible 6 at the line this time by 2 laps to go for Curtis Young, the driver out of Kirkland Lake. Picked up this car in the off-season, formerly campaigned by Craig Cole, who we'll see in the next heat race out of Delaware Speedway. White flag in the air this time by for the number 94 machine. And Curtis Young gonna make it look easy aboard the 94. Checkered flag in the air. He'll take up qualifying heat race number 1. Jacob Booth gonna hold on to 2nd. Steele will come home 3rd. Kahn 4th. And it'll be Allen rounding out the top. And look at Cole in that Nissan. Big jump up on the high side of the racetrack. He'll take the lead. Walker in that 88 machine trying to hold on to 2nd. Here comes Calvin Reeser. Reeser to the inside as the 16 machine of Alex Stewart up in the high rent district. Both of them able to get around the 88 of Walker. Now Phil Gibbons looking to find some real estate in that number 0 machine, the Caldecott Millwright entry. But everybody chasing Craig Cole in that 55X. Already got himself over a half straightaway lead on lap number 2. That 55X machine absolutely flying around the racetrack. And caution is out. There is debris somewhere on the front straightaway, so looks like a part of a belt or tire. Something on the front straightaway, so Sunset Speedway cleanup crew out to pick that up. Lights extinguished on the McMaster Buick GMC pace truck. We're trying to get a little more speed in the pace truck and in the field here under caution to get these guys moving. Caution laps are hard enough, but when everyone's going slow, it makes it really drag out. So, able to get going here. Green flag back in the air. That Triple B Racing Triacraft entry. Trying to get the jump. Calvin Racer up on the high side of the racetrack. See what he's got off a 2 down the back straightaway. The Barry Nissan Shepherd Dogs #2 machine. Has a great run up on the high side, shoves up the hill. Let's get open the door for Phil Givens now. Battle is on for second. The Greywood Customs #2 machine under pressure from the Caldecott Millwrights #0 Pontiac Sunfire. Craig Cole likes what he sees in the rearview mirror. Cole starting to gap himself down the back straightaway over the battle for second spot. Givens, a former feature winner here at Sunset Speedway, the Unionville Garage #0 ride. A great side-by-side battle for the second spot. Alex Stewart runs in fourth. And Nicholas Reese rounds out the top 5 as they run. Cross legs the line, 5 laps in. 5 laps to go. Qualifying heat race #2 for the Sunset Speedway Bone Stocks. Givens almost able to clear Reeser that time through 1 and 2. Reeser with a great run up on the high side of the racetrack. Trying to battle back, take the second spot away. Reeser doing very well. Doesn't quite have the power at the end of the straightaway, but able to get through the ends and keep the momentum. Wound up on the high side of the racetrack. Givens thought he had him cleared. Givens moves up the racetrack just a little. That car taking a bit of a bounce on the right front corner as he gets through the middle of 3 and 4, and that's allowing Calvin Reeser in that 2 machine to close up. But these two starting to close in on your leader, Craig Cole. Even as they race side by side, Cole may be happy to see the lap start to tick away. Cole up in the 3rd and 2nd groove of the racetrack there, getting up out of the racing groove. Popsicle 6 at the line for the 55 machine. Now he seems to have found that line again, is starting to pull back away from the battle for second. Here's your leader, Craig Cole. He'll come to the white flag this time by. Givens still not quite clear of the 2 of Calvin Reeser. Great battle all through the back half of this heat race. Final time down the back straightaway into turn #3. Final time off of 4. Craig Cole going to pick up the win, and the battle for second will go to Phil Givens. Reeser 3rd. Alex Stewart in 4th, and it'll be Nicholas Reese rounding out the top 5. Qualifying heat race #1 for the GD Coats Used Car Superstar Mini Stock Division. Looking for the green flag off of turn #4. Qualifying heat race #1 for the GD Coats Used Car Superstar Mini Stock Division. Underway, Finnemore and Wakeling side by side. Finnemore with a slight advantage down the bottom side of the racetrack as they race into turn #3. He'll get clear of Wakeling that time off of 4 and down the front straightaway. Dan Timo now in the Dodge Neon down the bottom side of the racetrack. Going to take second away from Wakeling. Wakeling struggling up on the high side of the racetrack. Cole Burrows now in that Honda Del Sol down the bottom side of the racetrack. He'll look to go to the inside of Wakeling, this time through 3 and 4, and follow Dan Timo through down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Everyone chasing Coleridge. Finnemore looking for his first ever career qualifying heat race win. See what he can do here out in front. Chasing Dan Timo, the 23 machine, trying to track him down. That Origin 1668 Coffee ARM Technology ride. Starting to close in on the rear bumper of the #80 machine. Burrows now gets clear of Wakeling for the 3rd spot. He'll set sail and see if he can reel in the front 2. Eric Rainey looking to follow him through and keep Wakeling trapped up on the high side of the racetrack. Rainey to the inside of Wakeling. That's a battle for the 4th spot. Cross legs the line, this time by 5 laps in, 5 laps to go. Dan Timo unable to close the gap to your leader, Coleridge Finnemore. Holding steady at the front of the field. Battle on the racetrack is for 4th. Wakeling in the number 5 machine. Rainey in the 12. Duking it out at the tail end of the top 5. Burrows trying to close the gap, getting a little bit closer to the rear bumper of Dan Timo's number 23 machine. Popsicle sticks at the line, this time by for Coleridge Finnemore. White flag in the air, one more trip around the park for Finnemore. Top 3 almost nose to tail now. Dan Timo trying to make the move, trying to get to the rear bumper of the number 80 machine. Got a little loose, shoved up the hill, that time off of 2, down the back straightaway. Final time into 3, off of 4. Checkered flag in the air. Coleridge Finnemore with the win. Dan Timo for 2nd, Burrows 3rd, Wakeling in 4th, and Rainey will round out the top 5. Second qualifying heat race for the GD Coach Used Car Superstar Mini Stock Division underway. And you see Aller taking the jump. Look to the inside of RJ Croton. We'll have to see how the officials score that one. Usually you're not allowed to make the pass before you get to the checkered flag, or to the short finish line, I should say. But out front, it is Cole Quinton, that Ford Mustang. Johnny Perezinski trying to track him down. That MEI Paving APC Auto Parts number 4 machine. Picked up a $1,000 payday last Saturday afternoon. The former Sunset Speedway Mighty Mini track champion, Chandler Boss, runs in 3rd. Pair of Nissans found out the top 5. Sean Taylor on the move for the tail of the field. The BW Haggart Crane Rental 76 machine has got around the 14 of Brian Wilson Jr. Taylor had a top 3 run last time out here at Sunset Speedway as he tries to track down the top 3, and he's doing it in a very rapid fashion, almost to the rear bumper now of Chandler Boss. He'll get a big run through 3 and 4 down the front straightaway. Top 4 almost nose to tail. Johnny Perezinski going to have to be careful as he tries to get the run on Cole Quinton, not to leave the door open for Chandler Boss, that number 1 machine. They'll come to cross flags to the line, this time by 5 laps in. 5 laps to go, qualifying heat race number 2 for the GD Coats Used Car Superstar Mini Stock Division. Perezinski and Quinton have picked up the pace. They're pulling away from Chandler Boss. Here comes Sean Taylor now, looking to the inside of Boss in that number 1 machine. The Tarpon Lumber and Trust Chevrolet Cobalt up the hill. Taylor got a little loose that time too. The GM Electric 240SX got sideways off of 4, able to keep it off the 1 machine. Perezinski now all over the rear bumper cover. That Spire Fire Protection Wheeler Construction number 18 machine at the front of the field. Looking high, looking low, looking for a little bit of room to work. All Perezinski needs is a little bit of daylight, and that 4 machine's looking to pounce. Perezinski better through the ends. The big Ford power plant underneath the hood of the 18 going to work down the straightaways. They'll come to Popsicle 6 at the line. 2 laps to go, this time by. Sean Taylor's gotten clear. Chandler Boss, he closed in on the battle for the lead. It'll be a 3-car dance before this one's over. White flag in the air, this time by Perezinski. Knocking on the back door of the 18 of Cole Wheeler. See what he's got. This time down through 1 and 2. Perezinski with the run. Looks low down the back straightaway. Quinton sees it coming. Here comes Sean Taylor looking to the high side of the racetrack. Up in the 3rd group, seeing if he can get the run on Perezinski. Final time off of 4. Cole Quinton with the win. Perezinski for 2nd, Taylor in 3rd, Chandler Boss 4th, and Brian Wilson Jr. will round out the top 5. Elevator workplace safety also aboard the 71 machine. Green flag in the air for the Super Stocks. And Pepper with the jump. I don't know if he caught Feeney sleeping on that one or not, but got a great jump, did the 29 machine. The drive out of North Bay had the pinch hitter in on opening night. Andy Cameron filled in behind the wheel of that 29 machine, and Paul Pepper picking up where Cameron led off, pulling away here in the heat race. Hahn slides up the racetrack on the front straightaway just in front of Feeney. Feeney makes contact with the rear bumper of the number 2 machine. The Tire Depot ride starting to pull away and trying to close in on the 29 of Paul Pepper. Here comes Dan Archibald. Lane Zardo on the move. A little bit of nose damage to that 38 machine. As Feeney falls backwards through the field, the Liquid Wally 38 machine now under pressure from the 36 of the Throwbilly Lane Zardo. Zardo looks to the inside of Archibald as well. Doesn't have enough of a run to make it work. The Badger Daylighting. RMP Welding and Fabrication, number 36 machine, trying to charge through the field. Everybody chasing Paul Pepper at the front of the field right now. Archibald and Zardo picking up where they left off last Saturday afternoon here at Sunset Speedway. The Besters Forest Products Bad Fast Ford Mustang looks to the inside of the 07 of Archibald. They'll come to cross legs the line this time by. 5 laps in, 5 laps to go for Paul Pepper. The Humberview Parts.ca 29 machine holding strong at the front of the field, but Tyler Hahn slowly and steadily closing in. Zardo has gotten clear of the 07 of Archibald now. And taking over the third spot, here comes Corey McAllister. McAllister, another driver, pulled double duty, was out at Flamborough Speedway last night with the Ontario Sportsman Series. He's looking to get by Brandon Feeney and crack the top 5. Zardo pulling away from Archibald. We got debris on the racetrack. I don't know what that is on the racetrack, but we got a big piece of debris that just bounced all across the racetrack down into turn number 1. Not sure exactly what that is on the racing surface. A big hunk of something. Lights extinguished on the McMaster Buick GMC Pace truck. It'll hit pit road this time by Paul Pepper the inside. The Kodiak Tyler Hahn on the outside. Hahn trying to lead him off. Nice and even as they come to the stripe. Slight advantage to Pepper, and looks like we didn't like that one. We're going to call it back. Hahn started to lead him off before they got to the restart zone. I think that is what the starter did not like to see. And McMaster Buick GMC Pace truck hits pit road. We'll try this one again. Nice and even as they get to the restart box. Green flag in the air. The Humberview Parts.ca 29 machine. Getting away, Hahn sideways trying to put the power down off at 2. That's going to open the door. Here comes Lane Zardo. The Besters Forest Products Bad Fast Ford Mustang. Working to the inside of Hahn. The Tire Depot, number 2 machine. Up on the high side of the racetrack. Trying to hold on to the second spot. Paul Pepper likes what he sees. The battle for second still side by side as he pulls away. White flag in the air for Paul Pepper. One more trip around the park. And they are still side by side for second. About a car length back off the rear bumper, the 29 of Pepper. Final time down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Zardo with the advantage for second at the stripe. Pepper going to pick up the win. Zardo for second. Hahn third. Archibald fourth. And McAllister in a round out the top 5. McMaster Buick GMC Pace truck hits pit road. Qualifying heat race number 1 for the limited late models underway. Maltese with the advantage down the bottom side of the racetrack. Tyson up on the high side. Side by side through 3 and 4. The Presto applies to repair number 23 machine. Will lead him back to the stripe that time by. Tyson going to slide back to second. Maltese starting to pull away in the 23 machine. The runner-up in points last year. Maltese gets loose that time in the middle of 3 and 4. Tyson unable to take advantage. Kendra Adams runs to the 4th spot. Billy Zardo up to 3rd. Side by side just outside the top 5. Al Inglis working to the outside of Ryan Dantimo. Dantimo, the UA Local 46 machine. Works to the inside. Dustin Marquette looking for room to work. Looking to make it 3 wide. He falls back in line. Maltese out in front. Zardo now pressuring the 49 of Miles Tyson. And contact, around goes the 69 of Al Inglis. And he gets it going straight, but he will not get on the gas. That will draw the caution. Montmarquette got on the loud pedal, got 3 wide. And D'Antimo moved up the racetrack. They pick up the pace little by little into 3 and 4. They enter the restart zone. Green flag in the air. Cars come to life down the front straightaway. Tyson with a slight advantage on the high side. When they got to turn number 1, Maltese fires back on the bottom side of the racetrack. The Presto Pleister pair, number 23 machine. Half car advantage down through the middle of 3 and 4. Off of 4 down the front straightaway. Clear of the 49 machine. Kendra Adams up on the high side of the racetrack trying to make that work. As the Mobile 1 machine look to the outside of Billy Zardo, falls back just a little. Sagan gets sideways. He's able to fall in line just ahead of Al Inglis deeper in the field. Here comes Billy Z3 Zardo now, the KRM Midweld. Shelby Roofing, German 4 Communications, 46 machine. Looking to the inside of Miles Tyson. Side by side for second. Billy Zardo trying to make the bottom work. Tyson with the momentum up on the high side of the racetrack. Maltese going to come to popsicle sticks at the line. Smooth sailing for the 23 machine out in front. Zardo working to the inside, not able to make it work. White flag in the air for Paul Maltese. One more trip around the park for the 23 machine. Tyson able to get clear of Zardo, that time down the front straightaway. Zardo again looks to the bottom. Contact deeper in the pack. The 16 of Montmarquette gets into the back of Kendra Adams. White flag, checkered flag in the air. Maltese with the win. Tyson for second. Zardo third. Adams holds on to fourth. And Montmarquette charges from tail of the field to round out the top 5. Montmarquette going to head straight to the outfield work area. Not happy with that car. Going to get it turned around for the second round of qualifying. McMaster Buick GMC Pace Truck hits pit road. Donnie Beatty the inside, Gary Hanna the outside. Qualifying heat race number 3. Quick Wick Fire Starters Hot Rod Series presented by Nightworks Designs. Green flag in the air. And looks like trouble already for both the Bogensbergers. Paul Sr. got hard down into turn number 1, locked up the left front wheel. And Paul Jr. then went for the spin just behind him. And we'll try this one again. McMaster Buick GMC Pace Truck hits pit road. Beatty with the advantage down to turn number 1. Hand up on the high side of the racetrack. Amanda Balson looking for room to work. They're going to be 3 wide down the back straightaway. Here comes the big Z. Bill Zardo in that Dodge Daytona. The big Z up to the 3rd spot. Rob Bromley on the move with the 6th machine. The Bromley Automotive AMC Javelin up to 2nd. Trying to close in on the 40 at Donnie Beatty. Balson, the Lux Beauty Boutique. Fix It Females, number 16 machine. Going up to the high side of the racetrack to the outside of the big Z, Bill Zardo. Here comes the one on Recreational Racing 16 machine. Up on the high side of the racetrack. Zardo grabs a handful of wheel contact with the 46 and the 16, that time down the front straightaway. Balson on the move in the 16 machine. The Fix It Females, Lux Beauty Boutique, number 16, to the high side of the racetrack. Doing it the hard way, going to the outside of Rob Bromley, trying to track down your leader, Donnie Beatty. Battle is on for a second. They'll come to cross sides of the line. 5 laps in, 5 laps to go. Balson now gets clear. Rob Bromley, that AMC Javelin gets shuffled back to third. Let's see what the London Recreational Racing 16 machine can do. Trying to track down the 40 of Donnie Beatty. The Lakeside Construction, John E. Masonry, Chevrolet Camaro out in front. Beatty acquired this car in the off-season. A former limited late model here at Sunset Speedway. Campaigned by Jordan Latimer to a pair of feature wins at Sunset. Balson, though, closing in now. Half car lengths back from the 40 of Beatty. Pair of Camaros out in front. The big Z Bill Zardo now to the inside of Rob Bromley, looking to take the third spot away. Zardo locks up the left front brake, makes contact. Balson now looking to the outside of Donnie Beatty. Pair of Camaros side by side off of 4 and down the front straightaway. Here comes the Lux Beauty Boutique Fix-It Female 16 machine. The one a recreational racing ride up on the high side of the racetrack. Gonna take the top spot away from Donnie Beatty down the back straightaway into turn number 3. She'll come to the white flag this time by. Beatty gets shuffled back to second. Sardo in third, trying to close in on Donnie Beatty, but gonna run out of time. Final time off before, checkered flag in the air. Amanda Balson with the win. Donnie Beatty for second. The big Z comes home third. Rob Bromley fourth, and Adrian Foster will round out the top 5. The Camaro Depot London Drive Systems, number 93. Green flag in the air. Fourth and final qualifying heat race for the Quick Hot Rod Series, and here comes the 47 to stop at Tom Walters. Looking to the inside, and Marty Manette down the back straightaway. Manette moves up the racetrack to the high side. That'll open the door for Walters down on the bottom. Here comes the RGC Sports B&B Towing 47 machine. Side by side for the top spot. When it gets loose that time, he slips Mach 1 Ford Mustang. Falls in line behind the 47 of Walters. Might have been a little contact there that time to 3 and 4. Walters trying to pull away the B&B Towing 47 machine. Starting to pull away little by little over the 66 of Marty Manette. Marty Manette trying to fire back. Trying to get back to that rear bumper of the 47 of Walters. Manette is his teammate, Brandon Robertson. That team got caught up in an instant in qualifying yesterday. The team thrashed all through the night to get that car back together. And that Gran Torino is on the move. Robertson went to Victor Lane at the Autumn Colors Classic last year with that Gran Torino. He'll come to cross flags to the line this time by as he looks to the inside of his teammate Marty Manette. Walters still out front with 5 laps in, 5 laps to go. Robertson trying to set Marty up. He gets loose himself down on the bottom side of the racetrack. That's going to allow Marty Manette to pull away. Great battle for second. The Arnott's Automotive 74 machine looking to the inside of his teammate. Side by side as they race down the back straightaway. A pair of Fords going out at it. Mustang versus Torino. Great side-by-side racing. Marty Manette up on the high side of the racetrack. Robertson gets loose. Contact. Both of them keep it going straight. Marty Manette going to come out on the other side of it. And that he slips Mach 1 Ford Mustang. And Robertson going to lose about 2 car lengths now as he's back from the 66 machine. Walters, though, going to come to the white flag. Smooth sailing for that 47 machine at the front of the field. Final time into 3 off of 4. Picking up the win, it'll be the 47 of Stompin' Tom Walters. Going to sweep both his heat races. Marty Manette for second, Brandon Robertson third, Steve Book fourth, and Jeremy Taggart going to round out the top 5. Heat number 3 with the Sunset Speedway Bone Stoss take the track. 09 is Mark Allen. And the FMC Auto and Truck Parts number 09. 55, that is Brandon Steele. At a battle, the Northern Flexions Contracting Rim Profession, your construction coach, Chevrolet Cobalt. 94 is Curtis Young at a Kirkland Lake. 54 is Cash Ireton at a Newmarket, the Dan Scrap Cutting Fabrication Ride. 26 He is Jacob Booth out of Innisfil, the New Tire Sales, Cookstown Auto Center, Central Masonry and Construction. Chevrolet Cobalt, 48 is Chris Kahn. The Affinity Group Telus Signs, Acura Integra. I feel like we're missing some cars. I'm thinking some guys might be late to the call here for this qualifying heat race.
Two guys are...
Oh, we got broken cars. That's why they're not out. All right. So hopefully whoever's missing can get them fixed for a feature race action a little later on. So 6 cars, 10 laps the distance. McMaster Buick GMC Pace Truck hits pit road. Green flag in the air. Brandon Steele with the jump on the high side of the racetrack, trying to get clear of Howell on that 09 machine. Jacob Booth looking for room to work, as well as Curtis Young in that 94X. Steele almost able to clear the 09 of Allen. Looks like they're going to try to make it 3 wide down the front straightaway. Jacob Booth looking for room to work up the middle between the 94X and the 09 machine. Curtis Young now gets clear of Booth. Now he worked to the outside of Allen in that 09 machine. Allen has troubles now. He's got Chris Kahn looking to the inside down the front straightaway. He'll have to move up the racetrack when they get to turn number 1. That's going to cost Booth some ground as well. Allen comes down the racetrack. Booth looked to the outside, thought better of it. Allen with a big run down in turns 3 and 4. He pushes way up the hill. That's going to allow Kahn to get clear of him, and that's going to open the door for Booth down on the bottom side of the racetrack in that 26 machine. As Allen gets sideways in front of Booth, he has to check up. Battles for the lead at the front of the field. Here comes Curtis Young in that 94X machine to the bottom side of the racetrack, working to the inside of the Northern Reflections Contracting 55 ride. Brandon Steele. Steele up on the high side of the racetrack, still able to hold off Curtis Young. Young with a slight advantage this time, off of 4 and down the front straightaway, able to put the power down and get clear of the 55 machine. Here comes Chris Kahn in that 48 machine, the Affinity Group. Telus Signs, Acura Integra working to the inside of that 55 of Brandon Steele. Almost sideways down the bottom of the racetrack is Kahn, trying to get that car to rotate. Everyone chasing Curtis Young though, the 94 car out in front, the driver from Kirkland Lake. Has about a 3-car length advantage of the 48 of Kahn as they race down into turn number 3. Young looking to sweep both his heat races here this afternoon. Popsicle sticks at the line this time by 2 laps to go for the 94 of Curtis Young. Real battle on the racetrack is between the 09 of Mark Allen, the 26 of Booth, and the 54 of Ireton, battling out for the 4th spot on the racetrack. White flag in the air, 1 more trip around the park for Curtis Young in that 94 machine. And it will be Young with the win, Kahn for 2nd, Steele in 3rd, 4th will go to Allen, and Booth will round out the top 5. So, McMaster Buick GMC Pace Truck will make the hard left down pit road this time by, and we'll go green flag racing with our final qualifying heat race for the Bone Stock Division. And Craig Cole wasting little time up on the high side of the racetrack. Sean Sykes, that 83 machine, gets sideways down the front row, able to keep it going straight off of 2 and down the back straightaway. But Craig Cole wasting little time in that 55 machine up on the high side of the racetrack. He's now going to try to chase down the 0 machine of Phil Gibbons. The Univille Garage, Caldecott, Millwright, Pontiac Sunfire out in front. Calvin Reeser up on the high side, looking to take over the third spot from Sean Sykes and shuffle him back in position to the fourth spot. Craig Cole looking to the outside. Now giving a push down the front straightaway to Phil Givens. Gets him sideways. Had Givens pointing the wrong direction down into turn number 1. I think he was trying to send him a little faster in the corner than he wanted, but didn't quite work out that way to open up the lane. Now Cole going to go up to the high side of the racetrack. He'll look to the outside of Phil Givens through 1 and 2. Doesn't have enough to make it stick up on the high side. Trying to power out down the back straightaway and pull alongside with a 0 Givens. Givens nice and defensive down the bottom side of the racetrack, getting the car to rotate. A little bit sideways that time through the middle 3 and 4. That's going to open the door. That might be all that Craig Cole needs at the front of the field to try to get clear of the 0 Givens. Givens holding steady though down the bottom. Horsepower advantage to Cole up on the high side of the racetrack. Trying to keep that car wound up in the third lane as they come back to the stripe. Givens with the advantage that time by cross flags in the air. 5 laps in, 5 laps to go for Phil Givens at the front of the field, trying to hold off Craig Cole in that 55 machine. And that time at the stripe, scoreboard still shows it with a 0 Givens. These cars do have transponders, so electronic scoring dictating when it's that close who led them back to the stripe. And again, Givens just barely hanging on to it at the front of the field when they come back to the stripe. It's the back half of the straightaway where Cole seems to get in that power band. That 55 car takes off. Givens nice and smooth down the bottom side of the racetrack, this time back to the line. A little bit of a better advantage for Givens. They come to 2 to go. Cole got loose that time up on the high side of 3 and 4, cost him some ground. Calvin Reeser now closing in. The Shepherd Doxbury Nissan Bullseye axe throwing number 2 machine, trying to join the battle for the top spot. A Pontiac Sunfire being chased down by a pair of Nissans. White flag in the air. Last time through 1 and 2. Craig Cole losing ground up on the high side. Givens gets clear. Calvin Reeser to the inside of the 55 machine. Into 3, final time off of 4. Checkered flag in the air. It's going to be Phil Givens with the win. Craig Cole for 2nd. Calvin Reeser in 3rd. Alex Stewart going to come home 4th. And Sean Sykes will round out the top 5. Second round of qualifying for the GD Coats Used Car Superstore Mini Stock Division, starting on pole, the 12 machine. That is Eric Rainey out of Cookstown for Our Family Farm. The 63 machine, Alec Wolf, a former Junior Lake Model champion. The Fox's Bakery and Deli, BW Towing, Double B Automotive, Northern Equipment Solutions, Core Wind Tool and Manufacturing, Honda Del Sol, that is Cole Burrows. 23D machine, that's Jason Dantimo out of Bradford. The Origin 1668 Coffee, Arm Technology Ride. 5 machine, that's Peter Wakeling out of Holland Landing, Miguel Equipment, McKelly Motors, Andrew LeBlanc Mechanical, True Line Home Design Construction, Ford Mustang. 80 machine is Coleridge Finnemore, the Flashover Window Fashions, Jody Armit Photography, TFW Barry, Vesticon, and Zamp Honda Civic. And the 9 machine is Madison Time Camp, the Realtor Lifestyle, Dubla Cox Team, Midhurst Roofing, Barry Frame Alignment, Protect Sandblasting, JR Landscaping, Baychu Contracting, Tom's Construction, Joe Mo Media. Number 9. Six cars, 10 laps the distance on the Epic Racewear scoreboard. McMaster Buick GMC Pace Truck hits pit road. Green flag in the air. Cole Burrows with the jump up on the high side of the racetrack, able to get clear of Rainey. He'll take sole possession of the top spot as they race down the back straightaway. Peter Wakely looking for room to work, looking to the outside of Dan Timo. Down into turn number 3. Dan Timo still holds on to the 3rd spot. Eric Rainey having a good run so far. The Our Family Farms Pontiac Sunfire up in the 2nd spot, running the 2nd and 3rd lane of the racetrack. Coleridge Finnemore now to the inside of the 5 machine of Peter Wakeling, looking to take the 4th spot away. The Jody Armit Photography, number 80 machine. To the inside of Wakeling, he'll take over. the 4th spot, and now set his sights on the 23 at Dan Tebow as they race down the back straightaway. Dan Tebow is now caught the 12 of Rainey, looking to the inside, the ARM Technology, Origin 1668 Dodge Neon. Trying to find a way by, enters the corner a little higher, trying to diamond off and get the run on Rainey, but Rainey, very good, keeping the car wound up on the high side of the racetrack. And Peter Wakeling goes for the solo spin down in turn number 2, and that will draw the caution. So Burrows, who had a comfortable lead in that Honda Del Sol, the Fox's Bakery and Deli ride. They pick up the pace through 3 and 4. Green flag back in the air. Again, Burrows with a great launch on the start. The Fox's Bakery and Deli, Double B Automotive 63 machine out in front. Here comes the 80 of Coleridge Finnemore. Now up to the high side of the racetrack, working to the outside of Eric Rainey in that number 80 machine. Side by side for second. Finnemore with a slight advantage as they cross the line that time by. He'll clear Rainey this time through turns 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. He'll go to work, try to reel in the 63 at Burrows. It was Finnemore, picked up the win in the first round of qualifying. Rainey now still having more trouble. He's got Dan Tebow to his outside. Rainey very good when he's up on the high side of the racetrack, not so good when he's trapped down low. Starting to figure out the bottom side of the racetrack in the R Family Farms Pontiac Sunfire, but Dan Tebow very strong. The Origin 1668 Dodge Neon up on the high side. Great battle for the 3rd spot. Coleridge Finnemore trying to reel in Cole Burrows at the front of the field. Popsicle 6 this time by. 2 laps to go for the Fox's Bakery and Deli number 63 machine. Finnemore unable to close the gap, but a car length advantage Burrows has. Final time off of 4, white flag in the air. As they get down into turn number 1. Finnemore trying to close the gap, still 1 car length back. Dan Tebow with the advantage now over Rainey as they race down the back straightaway. Final time off of 4, checkered flag in the air. Cole Burrows with the win. Finnemore for 2nd, Dan Tebow 3rd, Rainey 4th. And it'll be Madison Tynkamp riding out the top 5. Final qualifying heat race for the GD Coast Used Car Superstore Mini Stock Division. Set to fire off at turn number 4. A pair of Nissans gonna lead them to green. Sean Taylor with the advantage down the bottom side of the racetrack as they race down the back straightaway. The 14 of Brian Wilson Jr. to 2nd. Everybody chasing the Kangaroo trailer sales. 76 machine. Here comes Perezinski looking to the inside of Brian Wilson. This time down through turns 1 and 2. The MEI Paving, Hairosity, Ideal Hobbies, Honda Civic. Cole Quinton on the move down that 18 machine, the Spire Fire Protection ride. Looking to the inside of Brian Wilson. That's the battle for the 3rd spot. Everybody chasing Sean Taylor. He has checked out at the front of the field. Wilson up on the high side of the racetrack. Now has to get down with the 76 of Allard. 18 machine of Cole Quinton down the back straightaway. Takes over the 3rd spot. Here comes the Dodge Neon of Chris Allard. He gets over the curb, loses some momentum. He's got Chandler Boss all over his rear bumper cover. The Graywood Customs 76 machine trying to hold on to the 5th spot, has now lost ground to the 14 of Brian Wilson in that Nissan 240 SX. He's got to contend with Chandler Boss now up on the high side. Allard and Boss side by side. That's a battle for the 5th position. Just past the halfway point in this one, and Sean Taylor mounted the charge from the tail of the field in the first round of qualifying, absolutely dominating here in the 2nd round of heat races. Chandler Boss on the move now, trying to track down the 14 of Brian Wilson. That'll be the battle for the 4th spot if he can get there, and he's closing fast. Is the speedy auto machine, Mac Lang, Aurelia, Mikey Network #1 machine. Gets high that time, does Boss into turn #1, going to lose some ground to Brian Wilson. A lot of steam under the hood of that #1 machine, trying to close in on the 14. Popsicle 6 at the line for Sean Taylor in that Nissan 240 SX. But the battle is on for 4th. Chandler Boss trying to set him up, trying to get the run on the Nissan 240 SX. Here he comes down the back straightaway. Has to get on the brakes, run into the back of the 14 machine. White flag in the air for Sean Taylor. This battle going on almost a half track behind your leader. That's how fast Sean Taylor has been in this heat race. Final time into 3 off of 4. Checkered flag in the air. Sean Taylor going to pick up the win. Perezinski for 2nd. 3rd will go to Cole Quinton. 4th will be Brian Wilson, and Chandler Boss will round out the top 5. Final qualifying heat race now for the St. Ange Recreation Superstock, starting on pole. The best as far as products, Leslie Ford Motors, Badger Daylighting, Al Reichs back home in Hollage. Number 36 machine, your reigning Quick Superstock Series champion. It's the Thrill Billy Lane Zardo driving the Bad Fast Ford Mustang. 07 machine is Dan Archibald Enemisville, the Highway 9 collision. Bulldog Southern Auto Parts 12 gauge towing and recovery, Red Line Signs and Apparel, number 0765 machine. That is Matt McGrath out of Hillsdale, Dwayne Cluxton Zolo Realty, Bowman Farms, Guns Auto Service 65 ride. 71 machine is Corey McAllister, the Caldecott Millwright Services, CM Precision Machining and Welding. Strayuk Energy Systems, Elevated Workplace Safety. ImageWraps.ca, Coming Clean Laundry and Uniform, Nickel Insurance Brokers, Mardon Construction, Epic Racewear, and Sean Chandler Racing aboard the 71 machine. 2 machine is the Kodiak Tyler Hall, the Tire Depot, Barry, Fox's Bakery Deli, Han Motor and Chassis Works, Simcoe Gas, the CEO's Eatery. Oshweek and Speedway Race Source aboard the number 2 machine. The 52 machine is the People's Champ, Brandon Pass, your reigning and defending Sunset Speedway Superstock Track Champion. The TJ Memories Bar and Grill, Simcoe Barge and Breakwall, number 52 machine. 38 machine is Beefy, Brandon Feeney out of Verona, the Liquid Molly Bounty Roofing, Pioneer Plumbing, Kawartha ATV Club, K1 Graphics Ride. 29 is Paul Pepper, picked up the heat win in the first round of qualifying. The HurryParts.ca, Action Utility Trailers, number 29. Riding 23 is Connor Maltese, Suppressor Blinds Repair, Fox's Bakery Deli, Auto Trim Design, Barry Tire Depot, Ryan's Landscaping, Ontario Steel Sales, and Barry Frame and Alignment aboard the 23. McMaster Buick GMC Pace Truck hits pit road, and we'll go green flag racing, 2nd heat race of the afternoon for the St. Ange Recreation Superstock Division. Zardo with the advantage down the bottom side of the racetrack in the 36 machine. Archibald working the high side of the racetrack, trying to stay with the 36. Zardo now able to clear the 07 of Archibald, side by side for 3rd. Matt McGrath down the bottom side of the racetrack. Corey McAllister up on the high side. Tyler Hahn looking for room to work as well. Brandon Pastor side by side with Hahn. 3rd through 8th, all running in a group. Hahn looking for room to work. Looks to the inside of the Guns Auto Service 65 machine of McGrath. McGrath making his 2nd career Superstock Series start here this afternoon. Going to be 3 wide down the back straightaway. Hahn to the inside of McGrath. Brandon Passer up on the high side in the 3rd group. There'll be 3 wide down the front straightaway. Everybody staying off each other. Impressive amount of racing there. Everyone giving some room. 3 wide still. Passer with a run, great run through 1 and 2 up on the high side, trying to clear McGrath. McGrath will get on the brakes. Almost slid down the track into Paul Pepper there. Side by side now is Hahn and Passer. Passer seemed to struggle in the first qualifying heat race. Has Fouts on the board that 52 machine. Your feature winner on opening night is the 52 of Passer. Cross legs the line, 5 laps in, 5 laps to go for Lane Zardo at the front of this one. Zardo, very comfortable lead out in front. Corey McAllister trying to close in on the 07 of Dan Archibald. The Strayuk Energy System CM Precision Caldecott Millwright 71 machine trying to close in on the 12 gauge towing and recovering 07 machine of Archibald. Brandon Passer trying to bring the train with him. Tyler Hahn looks to the inside of the TJ Memory Simcoe Barge to Breakwall 52 machine. Doesn't have enough of a run that time through 3 and 4. Passer takes that big sweeping arc. Gives up the entry to Hahn, but gets a great run off the corner and down the straightaways. 2 laps to go at the front of the field for the Thrill Billy Lane Zardo. He's going to go uncontested in this one, provided there's no caution. McAllister still trying to close in on the 0-7 of Archibald, about a half car length back. White flag in the air for Lane Zardo. One more trip around the park. Hahn has a run to the inside of Brandon Passer. That's for the 4th spot. Side by side, deeper in the field, the Tire Depot. Zio Zederi, number 2 machine, down the back straightaway, trying to get a run on the 52 of Brandon Passer. Final time off of 4, Zardo with the win. Archibald for 2nd, McAllister 3rd, Passer 4th, and Hahn will round out the top 5. 23 is Paul Maltese, the Press Appliance Repair, RGC Sports, Infinite Pools, Auto Trim Design, a Barry Ride. Here we go, 2nd qualifying heat race for the Sauble Plus Tent and Trailer Park late models. Momberket with the advantage, that 16 machine, the Paul's Auto Body Ride. Like he was shot out of a cannon out of 2 down the back straightaway. Tyler Sagan up to 2nd, a little bit of contact there between the 46 of Dan Timo and the 69 of Inglis. They got into it in the first round of qualifying. Montanari looking for room to work. Inglis up on the high side of the racetrack. Dan Timo up to 3rd. Here comes Montanari to the inside of Inglis, looking to take over the 4th spot. Some great cars mired deep in the back of this one, looking for room to work. Here comes the RJC Sports Lighting Solutions. Cobra Fireplaces Grill, number 9 machine of the thoroughbred Daniel Montanari up to the 4th spot. He's going to bring Billy Z3 Zardo with him. The KRM Medweld 46 machine looking to take over the 5th spot with Al Inglis trapped up on the high side of the racetrack. Great run so far for Tyler Sagan and Ryan Dan Timo. Sagan, that Royal Distributing Factory Recreation Ride we mentioned earlier, picked up that car last season at McCall Racing Enterprises chassis, formerly campaigned by Mr. Excitement Chris Morrow, and Sagan making the most of it so far here. Montanari's got pressure from behind now for that 4th spot. Here comes Billy Z3 Zardo. Miles Tyson on the move as well, the Tyson Contracting 49 machine. He'll look to the inside of Zardo. Zardo going to go up to the high side of the racetrack. He'll look to the outside of Montanari as they race down the front straightaway into turn number 1. The 46 is Zardo. Up on his bicycle, up on the high side of the racetrack. The KRM Midweld Smart Screen 46 machine to the outside of the Bird Mechanical number 9 machine of Montanari. Side by side, here comes Dan Timo now in the 46 machine to the inside of Sagan. That's the battle for the 2nd spot now. Sagan slips up and slides up the racetrack. Zardo with the outside move gets clear of Montanari. He'll follow Dan Timo through down the bottom side of the inside of Sagan. Sagan almost catches the ball that time off at turn number 4. Dustin Momberket out front by a country mile. No one bothering him, but the battle going on behind him. Here comes Miles Tyson now with a run to the inside of Zardo. The big built motor going to work underneath the 49 machine. He'll pull alongside even with Zardo, this time across the stripe. Dan Timo in the 46 machine trying to hold on to the 2nd spot. And we got Sagan around down the back straightaway. Maltese makes contact with that right front. Have to see if there's any damage on the 46 machine. Caution and checker is going to end this one. Great job by Paul Maltese. He got clipped on the right front for the one of Sagan as he came down the racetrack. Maltese locked at the brakes, then hit the grass. I figured for sure he was going to make contact with the inside retaining wall, but able to drive that car back onto the racing surface without doing any further damage. That got so exciting, I didn't even realize it was the last lap. Man, 2nd through like 5th was just absolutely crazy. But out front though was the RJC Sports IHC, Paul's Auto Body, Curtis Heavy Towing, J&N Roofing, Bork Transmission, number 16 machine. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Your Heat 2 winner, Dustin Momberket. Lights are extinguished on the McMaster Buick GMC Pace Truck. Will set to fire Heat number 3 for the 2nd round of qualifying. With the Queenston Chevrolet Just Foam It Oscar Modified Series presented by Scott Reinhardt Trailer Sales. Keen the inside, Balls in the outside. Green flag in the air off of turn number 4. The one in recreational racing B10 machine jumps to the top spot down the back straightaway. He'll clear Keen down into turn number 3. Reinhardt up on the high side of the racetrack. Going to run out of room. He'll fall back in line. TJ Edwards on the move. Your reigning and defending series champion. Puts the Nerf bar to the rear of Keen. Keen gets sideways down the back straightaway. Keen comes up the racetrack, puts the squeeze on Reinhardt. Reinhardt's got a back out of it. All sorts of action going on 2nd through 5th. Jake Watson looking for room to work to the inside of Reinhardt. Smooth sailing so far for the one of recreational racing. Cochran Automotive B10 machine. And around goes the 51 of Reinhardt. His race goes from bad to worse. Not sure if there was contact from behind or not, but either way, story was 51 went on spin cycle. Green flag back in the air. Nice and even as they race down into turn number 1. Edwards with the slight advantage down the bottom side of the racetrack. Balson trying to fire back on the high side. The one of recreational racing, B10 machine, up on the high side. Former feature winner here at Sunset Speedway is Balson. Trying to take that quick fire starters, B10 machine. The long way around Sunset. Edwards with a slight advantage, but Balson gets a great run into the corner. See if he can capitalize off of turn number 4. Back to the stripe, this time by Edwards, still with a slight advantage. Nerf bar ahead just by a little. Balson with a great run through 1 and 2. He'll lead him out of 2 down the back straightaway. Edwards trying to fire back down the bottom side of the racetrack. The Can-Do Homes 34 machine trying to get the grip down the bottom, not able to do so. He'll fall in line behind the B10 machine. Balson still up on the high side of the racetrack. Leaves the low groove open. Jake Watson up to 3rd. The Kurtz Coolers 88 machine keeping an eye on the battle for the lead. The points Action Tire and Automotive Rookie of the Year contender runs in the 3rd spot. Edwards trying to mount the charge once again down the bottom side of the racetrack. Side by side for your top spot, just past the halfway point. Edwards with a great run down the bottom, that time through 3 and 4. Gets a little loose off of 4, back to the stripe. He'll lead him at the line, that time by Balson, back to 2nd. Balson again. Great run through 1 and 2 on the high side. These drivers, one better at one end of the racetrack, the other better at the other. 2 laps to go. Popsicle 6th out of the line. Balson going to lead him back to the stripe, that time by. Could be anyone's race at the front of the field. Dead even down the back straightaway. White flag in the air. Balson with the advantage to 3 and 4. This time at the stripe. Balson with the advantage. Into turn 1. Off of 2 down the back straightaway. Balson with a great run. Puts the power down. Edwards going to make the run into turn number 3. Doesn't have enough to get there. Final time off of 4. Kelly Balson with the win. TJ Edwards going to come home 2nd. Jake Watson 3rd. Jason Keane 4th. And the check casher Herb Walters rounds out the top 5. McMaster Buick GMC Pace Truck makes the hard left down pit road. 10 laps in the Epic Raceway scoreboard. Final qualifying heat race of the afternoon. Green flag in the air. Side by side down the back straightaway. Camrath putting that big AP horsepower to work in the 35 machine. Going to go around the outside of Pearsall and take over the top spot. The Caldecott Millwright 35 machine out in front. Pearsall back to 2nd. Marshall Schrenk up to 3rd. AJM's runs in the 4th spot. Tyler Liscombe 5th. Battle is on for the 6th spot. Mike Hardy looking to the outside of Wally Wilson. The Fireplace and Patio Stop number 69 machine trying to hold off the Millie's Mini Mart number 20 machine. Hardy gets a great run that time through 3 and 4 on the high side of the racetrack. He'll take over the 6th spot now. Just outside the top 5 is the longtime veteran out of Sault Ste. Marie. Here comes AJM's now looking to the inside of Marshall Schrenk. That's a battle for the 3rd position. For the front to back motors 22 machine trying to hold off the BAE Environmental Klotz Canada number 14 machine. Cross legs at the line for the 35 of Andy Camrath. The Instant Classic dominated the first round of qualifying, looking to do the same. Pearsall still runs 2nd, but AJM's hogging that curb through the bottom of the turns, trying to make it work, trying to get the momentum he needs on the bottom side of the racetrack. Schrenk doing a great job up on the high side to hold off the former series champion of the 14 machine, the TL Tire 14 ride. Down on the bottom side, Schrenk up high. The London City Music Hall 22 machine splits his time between the Queenston Chevrolet Modified Tour and the late models out at Delaware Speedway. He'll hold on to the 3rd spot. AJM's going to fall back in line. The Brownlee Automotive 14 machine gets shuffled back to the 4th spot. 2 laps to go at the front of the field for the Instant Classic. The Seton Structures, Caldecott Millwright, AM Group of Companies 35 machine. Straightaway advantage over the 15 of Pearsall. Here comes AJM's trying to make one more run at Marshall Schrenk as they come to the white flag. M's trying to make it work. The Speedy Glass Aurelia 14 machine down the bottom side of the racetrack. Puts the power down off of 2 and down the back straightaway. Off of 4 though, it'll be Andy Camrath with the win. Brad Pearsall for 2nd. And 3rd will go to Marshall Schrenk. He'll hold off AJM's. And it'll be Mike Hardy rounding out the top 5.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GForceTV.
Early man discovered fire, but Quick Wick perfected fire. Quick Wick is the only fire starter that guarantees to start your campfire, wood stove, or fireplace without the need for kindling or paper. Find your nearest Quick Wick retailer at quickwick.com.
Anyway, so here we go. Sunset Speedway bone stock set to fire, starting on pole. The number 2 machine, the Greywood Customs, Shepherd Dogs, High Move Runner transmission, 1 stop brakes, bullseye axe throwing, Barry Nissan. Frank's Tins, Wires and Wraps, Auto Trim Design, a Barry number 2 machine. That's Calvin Reeser driving the Nissan Sentra. To his outside with a 55 machine, that's Brandon Steele out of Ballard, the Northern Reflections Contracting, Rim Perfection, your construction coach, Chevrolet Cobalt 0 machine. Is Phil Givens. The Unionville Garage, Caldecott Millwright, Pontiac Sunfire 55 machine is Craig Cole. The Triple U Racing Tirecraft Nissan 94 machine. That is Curtis Young out of Kirkland Lake driving the Nissan 48 machine. Is Chris Kahn. The Affinity Group Telus Signs, Acura Integra 26 machine, that is Jacob Booth. The Need Tire Sales, Cookstown Auto Center, Central Masonry. And Construction, Big Brian & Sons Towing, LNF, JLS Landscaping, CPG Carpentry, SCT Painting, Chevrolet Cobalt 16 machine.
I thought they switched spots on me on the track.
Somewhere in here. That is Alex Stewart. Takes a minute, the memory bank's working. The driver out of Arthur for the Caldecott Millwright ride. 09 machine, that is Mark Allen. The FMC Auto and Truck Parts 13 machine is Nicholas Reese. 54 is Cash Ireton. The Cutting Fabrication, Dan Scrapp. Honda. 83 machine is Sean Sykes. 88, that is Cole Walker. And the 7 machine is Haley McNichol out of Exeter. The Retail Design Group, BDS Enterprises, MPH Custom Designs, Chevrolet Cavalier. So Lights Extinguished on the McMaster Buick GMC Pace Truck. First feature of the afternoon to close out day number 2 of the Spring Velocity here at Sunset Speedway. We appreciate you being with us. Weather delays yesterday, weather delays today, but we're getting it in. We're going to get the show going here this afternoon. 20 laps for the Sunset Speedway Bone Stocks. Green flag in the air. Great jump for Reeser down the bottom side of the racetrack. That 2 machine, Brandon Steele up on the high side. The Northern Reflections Contracting, Chevrolet Cobalt, going to put that horsepower to work. Down the back straightaway. Reeser trying to fire back on the bottom side of the racetrack in the Nissan, trying to take the shortest way around. Steele with the advantage, so they come back to the stripe to complete lap 1. Steele up on the high side, doing a great job. That 55 machine, going to try to clear Reeser. Reeser going to fire back into turn number 3. Group of fast cars just behind these guys. All the front runners up front. It was an invert of 5 for the Bone Stocks. Reeser now with a great run through 1 and 2 down the bottom side of the racetrack. Steele starting to fall back a little, starting to lose some grip up on the high side. He's got the horsepower advantage down the straightaways, but losing a little bit in the handling game to the Nissan. Reeser now getting a push from Phil Gibbons, that 0 machine, the Caldecott Millwright Chevrolet Cavalier, trying to look for room to work. Reeser with a great run down the bottom through turns 1 and 2. Gibbons looking to make it 3 wide, doesn't quite have the run to the inside of Reeser. Gonna put the nose to him that time through 3 and 4. Reeser with a great run down the bottom side of the racetrack. He'll lead him back to the stripe that time by. First lap that Brandon Steele has not led so far this race. Steele starting to lose the handle in that car up on the high side just a little. The Northern Reflections Contracting 55 machine. Gonna slide back to second. Now gonna have to contend with Phil Givens. The Unionville Garage Caldecott Millwright number 0 machine. Looking to take the second spot away from Brandon Steele. Calvin Reeser out in front, looking for his first career Sunset Speedway feature win. The Barry Nissan Sentra starting to pull away. Givens still not quite able to clear Brandon Steele, and that's allowing the Barry Nissan bullseye axe throwing number 2 machine to pull away from the Caldecott Millwright number 0 machine. Givens gets to run through the bottom of 1 and 2. He'll now clear Brandon Steele off at 2 and down the back straightaway. The 55 of Craig Cole side by side with the 94 of Curtis Young. The 94 being Craig Cole's former ride. That's the battle for the 4th spot on the racetrack. Calvin Reeser, nice and smooth at the front of the field so far. Phil Givens unable to close the gap. The Barry Nissan. Graywood Customs, number 2 machine. Just hitting his mark. See if Phil Givens starts to close the gap here. Givens a little better through 3 and 4. Reeser great through 1 and 2 and gets the run down the back straightaway. Top 5 all spread out, but all within about a half straightaway of each other. Chris Kahn in the 48 machine trying to close in on the top 5. Cross legs this time by 10 laps in. 10 laps to go for Calvin Reeser in the number 2 machine. The Bullseye axe throwing Highway 400 transmission number 2 machine. Being nice and smooth at the front of the field. Givens stand about a car length to a half car length back off the rear bumper of that Nissan Sentra, and there goes a wheel off the 55 machine, and that will draw the caution. Brandon Steele has lost the wheel of that 55 machine, the Northern Reflections Contracting 55 machine. I don't think that's quite rim perfection, but it might cross the line. Hey! Unfortunately, we go back a lap, so that still doesn't count. So. McMaster Buick GMC Pace Truck makes the hard left to pit road. Calvin Reese to the 2 machine. The control car on the restart. He's got to be first to fire when they come off of turn number 4. He's on the loud pedal. Green flag in the air. See what he can do down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Craig Cole looking to follow him through down on the bottom. Givens up on the high side. Here comes Kahn looking to make it 3 wide. Givens with the dive bomb move. Gets the big run to the inside of Reeser. That time down to 3 and 4. Slides up the racetrack. That's going to open the door for the 55 of Cole as the 2 is trapped up on the high side of the racetrack. Calvin Reeser was doing great, but Givens had the run and just drove it deep into turn number 3. Took the lane away. Reeser now going to have to go on the offensive. He wants the top spot back. The Unionville Garage Caldecott Millwright number 0 machine. Out in front, Reeser in his tire tracks, playing me in my shadow with the 0 machine of Givens at the front of the field. You see Givens now out in front, got that horsepower advantage over the 2 machine. Getting down over the curb that time was the 0 of Givens. Slid up the hill a little. These drivers pushing as hard as they can, getting into the closing stages of this race. 20 laps the distance. 14 will be complete this time by on the Epic Raceware scoreboard. And Reeser starting to lose a bit of ground to Phil Givens. Can't quite get that car down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Reeser up on the high side, trying to get the momentum wound up in that 2 machine. But Givens so smooth, just pulling away slowly but surely at the front of the field in that number 0 machine. Craig Cole in the Triple B Tirecraft 55, trying to find some racing room, trying to find where that car works fast. He was good through qualifying, up running the 2nd and 3rd groove of the racetrack. Reeser trying to get back to the bottom, trying to get that car right down to the curb through 3 and 4, trying to go on the offensive to close back in on the 0 machine of Phil Givens. They're going to come to 2 to go next time by at the line. Craig Cole all over the rear bumper of Reeser now for 2nd. Looking to the outside, it's the 55 of Cole. 2 laps to go for Phil Givens. Here comes Craig Cole with a run to the inside of Calvin Reeser, looking to take the 2nd spot away. Cole with a great run. Looks like he shifted down the back straightaway that time and got that 55 car into another gear. White flag in the air for Phil Gibbons. The battle is on for second. A pair of Nissans going at it. Craig Colt down on the bottom. Calvin Reeser up on the high side of the racetrack. Reeser with the advantage as they race off a 2 down the back straightaway. Trouble for Kahn. The 48 machine slows down the back straightaway from the 5th position. Final time off of 4. Checkered flag in the air. Gibbons with the win. Reeser for second. Craig Colt in 3rd. Jacob Booth 4th. And Mark Allen going to round out the top 5. We'll head down to Victory Lane and grab a word with your winner, Phil Gibbons. Phil, congrats, my man. That was a heck of a run. You seem to be biding your time up until the restart there, just riding behind Calvin Reeser, and then what a move you put on him down into turn number 3.
Yeah, Kelvin got really fast this year. They're putting in the work, and you know what? He's a good battle. But yeah, I went in on the high side and seen the opportunity for the crossover, and yeah, it worked.
And from there, you just smooth sailing, just making sure you hit those marks. They were getting close to you at the end there, a few laps to go, but then they got racing side by side. Had to be happy to see that in your rearview mirror.
Yeah, you know what? That helps. Car got a little bit tight there at the end, and we'll just learn for next time, free it up a bit more, and in the late stages, we'll have a good car. But yeah, I got to thank my sponsors, Enville Garage, Corey McAllister, Call the Cut Millwrights. Yeah.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise. Your feature winner of the Bone Stocks, Phil Gibbons. McMaster Buick GMC Pace Truck hits pit road. Sean Taylor, Cole Burrows looking for the green flag off of turn number 4. 35 laps to the GD Coach Used Car Superstar Mini Stock Division. A great jump for Taylor down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Burrows able to slide in line behind him for the 2nd spot. Quinton up to the 3rd spot. Perzinski runs in 4th. Eric Rainey with a great run, holding on to the 5th spot in that Pontiac Sunfire. He's working the high side of the racetrack. Sean Taylor, nice and smooth. Looks like a little bit of lockup possibly on the right front for the 88 of Cole, or the 18 of Cole Quinton. The Spire Fire Protection Ford Mustang. Able to get that car back in line. Perzinski unable to close on the 18 machine. Sean Taylor having one of his best runs ever here at Sunset Speedway, out front early. Talked to Sean at the beginning of the year when he was here testing and just said he wanted to find his footing. Every time he came to Sunset Speedway, he struggled. A multi-time feature winner out of the Flamborough Speedway has found his footing here this afternoon. Cole Quinton now to the inside of Cole Burrows at 3 and 4. He'll clear Burrows this time down the front straightaway. The Fox's Bakery and Deli 63 machine slides back, contact between Burrows and Quinton, and around goes the 18 machine, and Quinton, he doesn't get on the brakes and backs that car into the inside retaining wall. We'll have to see how much damage there is. 76 to Sean Taylor, the control car on the restart. He'll have Perzinski to his outside. Last week's feature winner here at Sunset Speedway picked up the $1,000 paycheck. And Taylor on the gas just as they enter the restart zone. Able to put that Nissan power plant to work, and he'll get clear of Perzinski very quickly. Perzinski will get a great run through 1 and 2, trying to close the gap back up to the 76 machine. Here comes Dan Timo now in that Dodge Neon, the 23 machine, up to the high side of the racetrack. As Chandler Boss took a look to the inside of Brian Wilson, that time through 3 and 4, didn't have enough of a run to make it work with the Jim McKay Mechanical Canadian Equipment Outfitters number 1 machine. Brian Wilson holding on to the 3rd spot in that 14 car. 2 drivers behind him in Sunset Speedway regulars. Chandler Boss and Jason D'Antimo looking for room to work. High and low. Chandler Boss now able to get clear of D'Antimo. Shovels him back to the 5th spot. Chandler Boss again looks to the inside of Brian Wilson. Doesn't have enough of a run to the inside of Wilson as they race into 3 and 4. Boss now tries the high side of the racetrack. He's going to lose ground. Looks like trouble for Wilson. He's got the hood starting to come up on that 14 machine. Not sure if he got any nose damage at some point in time. Maybe checking up for that last caution, but going to have to be careful. He's only got, looks like 4 hood pins, and he's already lost one on that 14 machine. And still a long way to go in this one. So Brian Wilson going to have to be careful with the hood of that 14 car. Hopefully it stays down. Chandler Boss got clear at D'Antimo, trying to fire back. At the 14 of Brian Wilson, he'll look to the outside, has to check up down the back straightaway. Perezinski trying to chase down the Kangaroo Trailer Sales 76 machine. Battle is on for third. Here comes Chandler Boss now to the inside of Brian Wilson, that 14 machine. The Tarper Lumber and Trust Burger Station number 1 machine, side by side for the third spot. Side by side still as they race off a 4 down the front straightaway. Brian Wilson firing back on the high side of the racetrack, trying to hold on to the third spot, but Chandler Boss looking to clear him, this time off a 4 and down the front straightaway. Third, fourth, and fifth run nose to tail. Cole Quinton from the rear up to the 6th spot. Contact there. D'Antimo gets into the rear of Brian Wilson. Everyone keeps it going straight. Here comes the Wheeler Construction number 18 machine. Looking to the inside of D'Antimo. Going to take the 5th spot away as Quinton charges through the field. Out front it is still Sean Taylor. Perezinski half car length back off the rear bumper of the BW Haggart Crane Rentals number 76 ride. Quinton on the move again. Now to the inside of Brian Wilson. Looking to take the 3rd spot away. The Spire Fire Protection Ford Mustang on the move. Up to the 4th spot now. Getting clear of Brian Wilson. He'll now set his sights on Chandler Boss in the 3rd position. Boss contending with live car Madison Tynecamp. She gets up and out of the way, running the high side of the racetrack. Out front, Taylor starting to pull away again from the 4. Perezinski starting to build the lead over the Herosity Ideal Hobbies number 4 ride. Have to see what happens as Taylor comes up on lap traffic. RJ Crow 2 will be the first one he comes up on. Another Nissan going to go a lap down the Ponderosa Nature Resort number 98 machine. He'll move down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Seen him wave the leaders high, that time down the back straightaway. 17 laps in, 18 laps remain. One car a lap down now is RJ Crow 2. The 76 is Sean Taylor. Will now set his sights on the 12 of Eric Rainey, who was running inside the top 5 early in the going, and this one has fallen back a little bit as the races wore on. The R Family Farms number 12 machine normally sticks to the high side of the racetrack. He'll do so this time through 1 and 2. Trouble for the 5 machine of Peter Wakeling. He is pit road. The McKelly Motors CLClandscaping.com Ford Mustang down on pit road. Team going over the wall. Look at that car. Rainey now moves to the bottom side of the racetrack. The 76 of Taylor will put him a lap down. Perezinski looking to follow him through in lap traffic. 20 laps complete, 15 laps remain at the line. Lap time by. Cole Quinton has now caught the 1 of Chandler Boss. See if he can do anything with Boss for the 3rd spot. Quinton charging back through the field in that Ford Mustang. The Wheeler Construction Spire Fire Protection ride all over the rear bumper of the Mikey Network number 1 machine. Boss moves to the high side of the racetrack, that time into turn number 1. And that's all the opening that Cole Quinton needs in that number 18 machine to take over the 3rd spot. He's going to need a caution, though, to bring himself back to the leaders, almost a half track behind your leader, Sean Taylor, in the 76 machine. But Taylor coming up on heavy lap traffic. You got the 76 of Chris Allard, the 80 of Coleridge Finnemore, and the 63 of Cole Burrows, all running side by side in front of your leader. Allard has gotten clear of Finnemore, has yet to move down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Burrows now trying to move down, but Finnemore is there. This is allowing Perezinski to close in on Sean Taylor. Taylor starting to get aggressive now. He'll look to the inside of Burrows, able to skin the cat between the 80 machine of Finnemore and the 63 of Burrows. Wakeling back out on the racetrack, but he's going to hit pit road. Allard going to stay to the high side of the racetrack. Perezinski getting aggressive through lap traffic, trying to close the gap as much as he can to get back to the rear bumper of the Kangaroo Trailer Sales number 76 machine. Perezinski side by side with the 76 of Allard. Allard giving fits to the 2nd place car as they run on the racetrack right now. Perezinski able to clear Allard this time through 3 and 4, but still a 3-car length advantage for the 76 of Sean Taylor at the front of the field as they clear the first group of lap traffic. Under 10 laps to go now. The next cars on the racetrack to go a lap down will be 6th place Brian Wilson Jr. and 5th Jason D'Antimo in the 23 machine. Tynecamp again up on the high side of the racetrack. She'll stay out of the way. The Protex sandblasting number 9 machine. But as it's moving along here, Perezinski losing more and more ground to the GM Electric VW Haggart Crane Rentals number 76 machine. Taylor so fast at the front of the field, looking for his first career Sunset Speedway feature win. Down the back straightaway, he'll come up on Brian Wilson, the 14 machine. He'll move down to the bottom side of the racetrack. You'll see the move over flag. 5 to go for your leader, that time at the stripe. Taylor up on the high side of the racetrack. He'll put Brian Wilson a lap down. Now he'll set his sights on the 23 of Jason Dantine with the Origin 1668 coffee ride. It is now a lap down, so the only cars remaining on the lead lap are the top 4. Sean Taylor, though, has a healthy lead now over Johnny Perezinski. The MEI Paving APC Auto Parts Herosity 4 machine has been unable to close the gap through lap traffic. Working the high side of the racetrack, the outside of Dan Timo is the Honda Civic of Perezinski. 2 laps to go for Sean Taylor at the front of the field in the 76 machine. The track he struggled at over the years has found his footing here in 2022. Coming off a podium finish last Saturday and looking to bank a velocity win. White flag in the air for Sean Taylor, the Kangaroo Trailer Sales 76 machine. Final time through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Half straightaway advantage now over Perezinski in second. Clear track ahead for the 76 at Taylor. He'll see the checkered flags at the line. Taylor with the win. Perezinski for second. And it will be Cole Quinton a ways back in the third spot, and Chandler Boss will round out the top 4. Got a trophy for you, my man. Spring Velocity winner here at Sunset Speedway. We talked a few weeks ago here at Sunset, and you said this was a track you always seemed to struggle at. Every time you came, you tried a different setup, you couldn't get your footing. But last week you showed a podium finish. The 76 car was a contender, and this week it was the class of the field.
Yeah, definitely never thought I'd be in a Sunset Speedway victory lane. I'm sure some of the fans remember me driving sideways backwards last year. This place is miserable when you don't have a good handling car. And we've been doing a lot of work in the off season. We finally got something stable. We were very good at Frostfest at the end of the year, and we finally got one of these big races under us now.
Now, what was the hardest part for you? Was it figuring out a setup that worked or a setup that fit the track and your driving style here at Sunset?
It's a combination of both. The tracks are so Flammer to Sunset they're so different with all the banking here, so it's just really just more so the driver getting up to speed and then once I know where I'm going around here, having a car that can do what I want, and today it did. And thanks to my dad and Andrew here for coming out helping us. Haggart Crane Rentals, GM Electric, the Kangaroo Trailers, of course. That's where we house our car. Nick's Journey, new sponsor this year on board. So Susie Spellick and Nick, we're happy to have them, and just happy to be here.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. First time feature winner here at Sunset. Make some noise for Sean Taylor. Through the next 40 laps, McMaster Buick GMC Pace Truck gonna make the hard left to pit road. 40 laps on the Epic Raceway scoreboard for the St. Ange Recreation Superstocks. Into turn number 3, Archibald slows the pace down as they come to the green flag off of turn number 4. We are racing with the Superstock division. Down into turn number 1. Archibald up off about half lane up off the bottom through 1 and 2. They make contact down the back straightaway. Zardo and Archibald, a little bit of contact. Throwing elbows down the back straightaway, nice and clean through 3 and 4, down the front straightaway. The Highway 9 collision 07 machine slides back just a little. The Besters Ford products, bad fast Ford Mustang, Elaine Zardo up on the high side of the racetrack. Trying to clear the 07 of Archibald, still not quite able to do so. Archibald has the nose still to the inside. Zardo going to clear him this time down the front straightaways. Archibald going to slide in line just behind the 36 machine. Paul Pepper in the 4th spot, challenging the 2 of Tyler Hahn. Here comes the Humber Parts.ca number 2 machine to the inside of the tire depot. Number 2 ride of the Kodiak Tyler Hahn. That's a battle for the 3rd spot on the racetrack. Early in the going in this one, Corey McAllister, the Strayhawk Energy Systems Caldecott Millwright 71 machine runs in the 5th spot. Paul Pepper still to the inside of Tyler Hahn. Those two having a great battle for the third spot. The HumberviewParts.ca number 29 machine. Working the bottom groove of the racetrack. Nice and smooth down on the bottom. Hahn up on the high side. Pepper in his third year of competition behind the wheel of a super stock. Second year behind the wheel of this chassis. Hahn up on the high side in the two machines, starting to fall back just a little. And there it is, Hahn going to slide in line in the fourth spot just behind Paul Pepper. Took a look to the inside. Pepper seen it coming, moved down the racetrack, took the lane away from Tyler Hahn. Hahn going to try the run again off a 2 down the back straightaway, see if he can get there. Doesn't quite have the nose in. He'll drive it in deep into turn number 3 to the inside of Paul Pepper. Pepper now up the high side of the racetrack. The HumberviewParts.ca number 29 machine with a great run off a 4 down the front straightaway. Not able to slam the door shut quite yet on the 2 of Tyler Hahn. Hahn, the Tire Depot. Number 2 machine. Again, back to the 4th spot. See if Pepper gets to the bottom. He'll do so this time through 3 and 4. Takes the lane away. Now he'll go to work and try to reel in the 07 of Dan Archibald. Archibald hanging about a car length or 2 back off the rear bumper, the 36 is Zardo. We talked to Zardo earlier this afternoon. His main goal was not to burn up the right rear tire like he did last time out here at Sunset Speedway. So far, nice and smooth. Up off the corner. Turn 2 was the trouble spot last time for Zardo when he was here. You'd see him smoke that right rear tire getting to the gas pedal, but so far no smoke coming off the right rear of Zardo with the Leslie Ford Motors Ford Mustang. Hahn falling back just a little for the 29 of Pepper. Pepper continuing to march forward in the Humberview Parts number 29 machine. So far, Zardo has been nice and smooth at the front of the field. Quickest laps on the racetrack are to the 29 of Paul Pepper last time by. Again, Archibald that time faster of the top 3. Zardo the slower of the top 3. Zardo maybe just playing a conservation game, trying to hold this, keep his stuff together. Pepper a 10th faster the last time by. Really trying to close in. On the front of the field is Paul Pepper. A pair of built motors out in front. I believe under the hood will be a 602 crate engine for Paul Pepper. The crate engine under the hood of the 29 machine being nice and smooth. That's going to help in the long run. The tire conservation game is what you're worried about and burning up that right rear tire. But we'll see what happens if Paul Pepper gets to the rear bumper of the 07 of Archibald. Zardo starting to pull away once again from the 07 of Archibald. Gets back to about a car length and then goes out car length and a half to 2 car lengths at a time. Pepper is there now, all over the rear bumper cover of the 07 of Archibald. The 12 gauge towing and recovering 07 machine. Faster than Zardo that time by. Pepper the only one still down in the 15-second range for laps. Zardo seemingly on the defensive now, 16.2, 6.8. Both drivers behind the 36 is faster. Pepper to the inside of the 07 of Archibald, not able to make it work that time through 1 and 2. Down over the curb just a little bit. Archibald on the aggressive, trying to hold on the line. He smells blood in the water. He knows the 36 machine is coming back to him. And the 07 of Archibald starting to turn the wick up just a little bit, just before the halfway point here. Closing in on it. It'll be 19 in this time by of a 40-lap race. Contact that time coming off of 4. Archibald puts the bumper to the 36 machine of Zardo. Paul Pepper got sideways. He fell back a little. Here comes Zardo looking for the crossover move. He'll look for his receipt down into turn number 3 this time by. That he will. Just puts the bumper there. Again, just to the inside of Archibald. Doesn't quite have enough to make it work. Archibald now trying to pull away from the 36 machine. The Best as Far as Products. Number 36 right. Pepper in trouble. Here comes the 2 of Tyler Hahn as the leaders duke it out. Hahn senses it's time to go. Hahn used to run in 40-lap feature events the last 3 years with the Hot Rod Tour. Cross exit line, 20 laps in, 20 laps to go. Archibald trying to pull away from the 36 Zardo, the Best as Far as Products. Surefire, Badger daylighting, 36 machine starting to lose ground. Archibald faster that time by than Zardo on the clock. Paul Pepper starting to lose some traction off of 2. That car trying to step out on him. The HumberViewParts.ca 29 machine. Now all over the rear bumper of the 36 to Zardo. See if Pepper can do anything with the 36 machine. It's one thing to catch him. It's another to pass him. It'll be 16 laps to go with the line this time by. Pepper looking for room to work, trying to find a chink in the armor of the 36 of Zardo. Archibald nice and smooth at the front of the field. Zardo gets loose. See if that opens the door for Pepper. He'll move up the racetrack. That time down into turn number 1. Here comes Paul Pepper, the number 29 machine on the move. The HumberViewParts.ca. Action Utility Trailers, all area towing, 29 machine, trying to take the second spot away from Lane Zardo. A great run for Paul Pepper. Picked up the heat win earlier. He'll clear Zardo down into turn number 1. Zardo now under pressure from the 2 of Tyler Hahn. They'll come to 13 to go at the line this time by. See if Paul Pepper can run down. The 07 of Archibald will turn to race monitor this time by. 16.208, a tenth quicker. The last time by was the 29 of Paul Pepper. The 07 of Archibald out in front. Trying to lead this one, trying to get away is the 29 of Pepper. All right. And here it is, the 29 of Pepper closing the gap, trying to get to the rear bumper of Archibald. 2 tenths quicker the last time by was Paul Pepper. They'll come to 10 to go at the stripe this time by. Paul Pepper looking for his first career super stock win. Pepper now half car length back off the rear bumper of Archibald. Archibald, the big horsepower advantage down the straightaways. Pepper quicker through the ends. See what the gap is this time by. Matched each other for lap times that trip around the park. Spotters on both drivers telling them what to do, trying to guide them through. Archibald trying to conserve his stuff, try not to burn up that right rear tire. Pepper is there though, knocking on the back door now is the 29 machine. The HumberView Parts right, got a little bit loose trying to get to the throttle. That time off at 2. See what he can do this time down the front straightaway. Again, matching lap times pretty well, or the front 2 at this point in time. Archibald, the veteran. Third-year driver Paul Pepper in the 29 machine. He'll look to the inside, this time off of 4. Doesn't have enough of a run to get there. Laps winding down as we get going in this one. Brandon Passer now cracks the top 5 for the first time this afternoon. The Simcoe barge and brake wall ride on the move late in the going. Pepper is there. Archibald sideways that time off of 4. Trying to get the power down. Trying to get away from the 29. Again, Archibald on the defense. Archibald, the veteran, slowed his corner exit just a little bit that time. And that's going to mess Pepper up. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to throw off the young driver, the veteran. Changing his lineup. Changing his patterns. Trying to throw a curveball at Pepper. Pepper was trying to set him up to the inside. Now he's got to rethink his strategy. Archibald trying to just point the car off the corner and put the power down where he can. That time by Archibald, the quicker of the 2. Pepper has stands running out of the hourglass here as laps tick away. They're going to come to popsicle sticks to go at the line. Archibald looking for his first win of the year. Paul Pepper looking for his first career win behind the wheel of a super stock. That time by Pepper, the quicker of the 2. Pepper going to try to set him up, going to try to get to his rear bumper. Archibald, there you see it, the horsepower advantage when he hooks up down the straightaways. Pepper quicker through the middle of the corner, looks to the inside of Archibald. He's got the run this time down the front straightaway. Archibald comes across his nose. Archibald into the wall. Caution is out. Pepper had the run. Archibald tried to throw the block, and Pepper going for his first career win. Kept his nose there, and Archibald into the inside retaining wall down the front straightaway. And now all eyes are on the 07 car of Archibald. Got my guy Alan Lincoln headed down, gonna give me a report from the pits. We'll keep you in touch of everything going on around this racetrack. So white flag is out. This one's not over. The Kodiak Tyler Hahn, 3-time Hot Rod Series champion, second career Super Stock start. Hahn leapfrogged the Super Stock division, mini stock to late model to super late model to hot rod, and now coming to Super Stock Weekly here at Sunset Speedway, looking for his first career feature win behind the wheel of a Super Stock. Brandon Passer, feature winner on opening night, reigning track champion. Corey McAllister in third, looking for his first career feature win here at Sunset. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We got 2 laps on the board. They're going to come to the green flag off at turn number 4. Hahn with a great start. The Tire Depot Dossier number 2 machine down the bottom side of the racetrack. Here comes Brandon Passer up on the high side. The Simcoe barge and brake wall. Number 2 machine, side by side through 3 and 4. White flag in the air. Brandon Passer with the advantage as they race off down into turn number 1. Hahn down on the bottom, he gets loose. That's going to allow Brandon Passer to clear him. Passer looking for his second win in his second start of the year. Final time off of 4. Checkered flag in the air. Brandon Passer with the win. Tyler Hahn for second. Zardo third. McAllister fourth. And McGrath going to round out the top 5. And with that, we're going to head down to Victory Lane. Brandon Passer! I got a trophy for you, Brandon. My man, this 52 car, laps 1 through 20 are pretty much a throwaway. Laps 20 through 40, this thing comes to life, and you're a monster coming through the field, and someone who's got to be messed with late in the going.
Yeah, we struggled all day. I didn't even think I was going to come out of the back row in the feature, but it started off pretty good. I was just trying to save. I seen how hard they were running up front, and I saved better than they did, I guess.
Were you worried when you got the restart? You were up on the outside of Hahn. Were you worried he'd maybe have the advantage down on the bottom there, maybe run you up just a little?
Yeah, I was worried about it a little bit. I seen he was pretty loose there just before the caution came out, so I thought if I could get a good enough run, I could hold him down.
Well, you've done it again. Back-to-back wins, 2 starts, 2 Super Stock wins. What's next for Brandon Passer? Are we going to see you back here in action next week?
Yeah, I guess try to go for 3 in a row.
There we go. Brandon Passer, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. Your feature winner.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GForceTV.
Early man discovered fire, but Quick Wick perfected fire. Quick Wick is the only fire starter that guarantees to start your campfire, wood stove, or fireplace without the need for kindling or paper. Find your nearest Quick Wick retailer at quickwick.com.
Late models lined up behind the McMaster Buick GMC Pace truck. And I think it's safe to say Super Stocks has set the bar, but the late models got crazy in their second round of qualifying. We'll see what they can do here. Miles Tyson, feature winner last year here in the Velocity 250. Dustin Marquette looking for his first career win. McCall Racing Enterprises chassis versus Shaw Motorsports chassis on the front row. late models lined up behind the McMaster Buick GMC Pace truck. And I think it's safe to say Superstocks has set the bar, but the late models got crazy in their second round of qualifying. We'll see what they can do here. Miles Tyson, feature winner last year here in the Velocity 250. Dustin Mombercat looking for his first career win. McCall Racing Enterprises chassis versus Shaw Motorsports chassis on the front row. McMaster Buick GMC Pace truck hits pit road. Green flag in the air off of turn number 4. Tyson down on the bottom, Mombercat up on the outside. Drag race down the back straightaway. Mombercat, great run on the high side. The RGC Sports 16 machine getting it wound up on the high side of the racetrack. That time at the stripe, it'll be the 16 of Mombercat leading them back to the line. Maltese in the 23 machine up to the 3rd spot. Looking to chase down the leaders in the Presto Appliance and Repair, number 23 ride. Tyson trying to clear Mombercat. The Paul's Auto Body 16 machine up on the high side of the racetrack, trying to slide in line in front of Paul Maltese. Maltese able to keep the nose in there. Almost made contact. That time through 3 and 4. Mombercat able to get away. Maltese holds on to the 3rd spot. Top 6 run nose to tail at the front of the field. Tyson trying to pull away from the 16 of Mombercat. Tyson picking up where he left off. The winner of the Velocity 250 to close out the year here at Sunset Speedway in 2021. Looking to claim the Spring Velocity. This is the debut of the limited late models this year here at Sunset Speedway. Normally they kick off the season, but we've been running the Seaton Structures Pro late models. Now it's the Sauble Falls Tent and Trailer Park limited late models turn. Tyson out in front. The 46 Zardo trying to take a peek to the inside of Maltese for the 3rd spot. Not able to make it happen. Maltese now trying to take a look to the outside of Mombercat, trying to set something up to make a move for the 2nd spot. Maltese has to be careful. He's got the 46 Zardo, the KRM bed weld, MC Mechanical. 46 machine all over his rear bumper. Zardo loses a little bit of ground that time through 1 and 2. Maltese trying to find some ground, trying to find a hole to get to the inside or outside of the 16 of Mombercat. Maltese prefers the high side of the racetrack. See what he can make happen. The IHC 16 machine, nice and smooth, holding on to 2nd. Everybody trying to chase down the 49 of Miles Tyson at the front of the field. 2nd through 6, basically nose to tail at this point in time. Everybody looking for some room to work. Maltese moves up the hill a little, that time off at 2. Zardo unable to take advantage in the 46 ride. Tyson just trying to be nice and smooth and hit his marks in that 49 machine. Trying to build the lead. Mombercat hoping the 49 car will start to fade. A built motor underneath the hood of the 49 machine. As we discussed in the Superstocks, it doesn't take much to start to use up that right rear tire. And that's where some of these crate-powered cars, like the 16 and 23, can come back to life late in the going. Right now, Maltese looking for room to work on the 16 of Mombercat, the RGC Sports 16 machine. Nice and steady in the 2nd spot, holding his ground, trying to close back to the 49 of Tyson. Not able to do so far. Maltese now starting to get aggressive. He'll stick a nose to the inside of Mombercat, this time down into turn number 3. Mombercat will move up the track, but Maltese unable to get to the bottom of the racetrack to make that move happen. The Ontario Steel Sales 23 ride. Still holding on to the 3rd spot. Daniel Montanari, the Agile Manufacturing, carhub.ca, number 9 machine, all over the rear bumper cover of Billy Z3 Zardo and the 46 machine. The Cobra Fireplaces and Grill, number 9, looking for some room to work as well. Kendra Adams just outside of the top 5 of the Mobile One machine. You have to wonder if she's trying to conserve some tire for late in the going aboard that Ryan's Landscaping number 2 ride. Miles Tyson just continues to build his lead. Mombercat trying to get that car to turn, using the curb down on the bottom side of the racetrack for a little bit of assistance. Jordan House on the radio for the 16 of Mombercat. Feature winner last year with the APC United Late Model Series. Just giving Mombercat some words of advice, just telling him how to change his lineup just a little bit. Now starting to pull away from the 23 of Maltese is the 16 of Mombercat. Miles Tyson still quicker on the stopwatch than your second place car, Mombercat. But not by much. We'll see what it is this time by. Tyson still super fast at the front of the field. Down in the 14.7 second lap range. Mombercat and Maltese unable to close on the 49 of Miles Tyson. Daniel Montanari looking to the inside of Billy Z3 Zardo, seeing if he can find a way past the Shelby Roofing number 46 machine. That's a battle for the fourth spot on the racetrack. Looking high, looking low is the Cobra Fireplaces and Grill Bird Mechanical. Number 9 of Montanari trying to find some room to work and advance up further into the top 5. Zarda running just about a half lane up off the bottom. Handle possibly gone away a little bit on that 46 machine, and Montanari trying to take advantage. At the front of the field, Miles Tyson going to start to come up into lap traffic. First car in front of him is Tyler Sagan, the Royal Distributing Factory Recreation number 1 machine. The gap between the leaders, 1.3 seconds the last time by, and growing for Miles Tyson. Tyler Sagan going to get down to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll get off the gas early and let the leader go by. Sagan again going to do the same, this time for Mombercat. Miles Tyson, nice and smooth at the front of the field in that 49 machine. .27 seconds the gap now. Just past the halfway point in this one, 50 laps the distance. For the Sauble Falls Tent and Trailer Park late models, here as part of the Spring Velocity Weekend. Al Inglis now going to go a lap down. The Creatures Design 69 machine moves to the bottom side of the racetrack. Tyson up on the high side, able to get clear of the 69 of Inglis. Timo will move to the bottom side of the racetrack, the UA Local 46 machine. As Miles Tyson comes up to put him one lap down. Mombercat unable to close the gap through lap traffic. The RGC Sports number 16 machine comfortably in second place over Paul Maltese, who runs in third. Montanari still all over the rear bumper, the 46. Billy Z3 Zardo, the Ryan's Landscaping KRM Medweld, Shelby Roofing 46 ride. Montanari looking for any sort of slip up from Zardo to try to take the spot. It'll be 15 laps to go at the line, this time by for Miles Tyson. Still down into the 14-second range, 14.849 the last time by for Miles Tyson. Best lap of the race, 14.751, so Tyson hasn't really fallen off as this race has gone on. Sagan going to get down out of the way of that one machine. Contact in the heat race earlier, did some damage to the nose of that one car. Struggling here in the feature is Tyler Sagan. And contact, the 9 of Montanari gets into the back of the 46 of Zardo. Both drivers able to keep it going straight. The 46 machine of Zardo took a big shot from Montanari that time off before. They'll race past the lap car, the 69 of Al Inglis. Montanari starting to get aggressive. The Cobra Fireplace and Girls, Bird Mechanical. Pal Jack Group number 9 machine trying to find a way by Billy Z3 Zardo. Again, had to run through the middle of the corner. Had to get on the binders to avoid contact with the rear of the 46 machine. Montanari knows he has the faster car, but doesn't have enough of a car to get past the 46 Zardo. It's one thing to catch someone and ride with them. It's another to be able to make a move, and you see it again. Zardo getting on the binders, getting that car slowed up through the middle of the corner to turn, and Montanari gets a great run through the middle and off the corner, especially through 3 and 4. Zardo now starting to pull away from the 9 of Montanari, the former Sunset Speedway mini stock track champion. Again, the only battle on the racetrack at this time is the battle for the 4th position. Zardo being chased and hounded by the 9 of Montanari. Paul Maltese having trouble with the 46 of D'Antimo. The lap car D'Antimo giving fit to the 3rd place car of Maltese. Maltese with a healthy gap over the 46 of Zardo. The UA Local 46 ride. A couple laps down now. Maltese able to get by the 3rd place runner. But laps winding down for Miles Tyson. His pace has not dropped at all. Zardo with a little bit of breathing room over the 9 of Montanari as laps wind down. Montanari again gets that great run through the middle of 3 and 4. Zardo seemingly better through 1 and 2. Popsicle sticks at the line for Miles Tyson. Dominating performance. Led all but 1 lap in this one so far. He'll come to the white flag this time by Will, the 49 of Miles Tyson. The driver out of Stouffville, Ontario, started here in the mini stock division. Feature wins in that, Super Stocks, as well as the Ontario Legend Series. He'll take up his 2nd career late model win here at Sunset Speedway. Mom Burkett going to come home 2nd. Maltese in the 3rd position, Zardo 4th. And Daniel Montanari going to round out the top 5. We'll head down to Victory Lane and grab a word with Miles Tyson. My man, Dave Franks, said to tell me how easy it was. Other than about the first 3 laps, this thing was on cruise control.
Yeah, my dad set the car up really good. It's been working good since last year, so hopefully we can keep the momentum going this year and win some more.
I mean, you started the mini stock division here at Sunset, jumped to the Super Stock, spent some time with the Ontario Legend Series. What did you take away from those divisions to apply it to a late model here at Sunset?
I don't know. I just kind of changed my driving style a little bit and not overheat the tires and save the car for when I need it.
Well, my man, this car didn't fall off over 50 laps. Thank everyone that made it possible to get here to Victory Lane.
I just got to thank my father and my mom and dad, or my mom. That's about it.
The wheel, ladies and gentlemen, makes some noise for Miles Tyson. At the end of this one, we'll see who ends up down to Victory Lane. McMaster Buick GMC pace truck hits pit road. Field stacks up on the outside lane, just a little green flag in the air. Donnie Beatty gets a jump down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Marty Manette up to second. The Big Z Bill Zardo up on the high side of the racetrack. Rob Bromley in the 6th ride, looking to take the 3rd spot away. The Bromley Automotive number 6 machine. Trying to take the 3rd away for the MC Mechanical 46th ride of the Big Z Bill Zardo. Zardo tries to clear him down the back straightaway. Almost able to do so down into 3. Zardo going to bring the 16 of Amanda Balson with him. Balson up on the high side. The Lux Beauty Boutique. Fix It Females on a recreational racing. 16 machine up on the high side of the racetrack. Trying to take 4th away from Rob Bromley. She'll try to clear him this time off of 4. Top 3 run nose to tail. The Big Z, Bill Zardo on the move. Trying to look to the inside of the 66 of Marty Manette. The he slips forward, Ford Mustang. Working to the outside of Donnie Beatty in the number 40 machine. The Lakeside Construction, John E. Masonry, Chevrolet Camaro is under attack from the outside of Marty Manette. The Arnott's Automotive, ATEL Communications, he slips forward. 66 machine trying to go to the front of the field. He'll clear Beatty this time off of 4 and down the front straightaway. Someone getting a black flag mechanical. Bunch of cars running a pack. Can't see who it is. Marty Manette out front in that 66 machine. Donnie Beatty holds on to 2nd. The Big Z Bill Zardo runs in 3rd. Stompin' Tom Walters runs 4th. And it looks like the black flag mechanical has now been revoked, and now it is a black flag for the 8 of Paul Bogensberger Sr. Not sure what's going on with the 8 machine, but he has refused to yield the mechanical or the black flag. Now the 8 senior slows. He will get off the racetrack. Top 4 nose to tail. The 47 of Stompin' Tom Walters has caught up, and they're going to come up in the lap traffic. Ryan Cowan off the pace. Gary Hanna as well. Hanna down on the bottom side of the racetrack in the 03 machine. Top 4 going to stream by on the high side of the racetrack. Lap cars being shown the move over flag here. Ryan Cowan next in line for your leader. Marty Manette. Manette going to work to the inside of the 13 machine as they race down the back straightaway. Cowan takes that Pontiac Bonneville up to the high side of the racetrack. Gets out of the way. The Big Z Bill Zardo takes a look to the inside of Donnie Beatty in the 40 machine. Not able to make it happen that time down into turn number 1. They continue to work lap traffic coming up on the station wagon of the 04 of Sean Walker. Walker going to stay down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Next in line, it'll be Jim Blackwell in that a 1965 Comet. Racing all over the racetrack. Top 10 still pretty well close to each other. Top 4 have broken away after that. Everyone else seemingly running together. Here comes Stompin' Tom Walters now to the inside of the Big Z Bill Zardo, trying to work his way through lap traffic. He'll look to the inside of Donnie Beatty as well, as they're going to put the 1 of Jim Blackwell a lap down in that Comet. Walters going to run out of space, try to use the pick, but unfortunately Blackwell now going to move at the racetrack. They're going to be 3 wide with a lap car. Blackwell gets split by Walters and Zardo. Walters now up to the 3rd spot, looking to the inside of Donnie Beatty, trying to take 2nd away. Looks like that was halfway last time by. 15 laps in, 15 to go. 30 laps the distance in this one. Marty Manette nice and smooth at the front of the field, has been unable to get away. Now he's going to have a challenge. Here comes Stompin' Tom Walters in the 47 machine. The RGC Sports B&B towing ride. Marty Manette just moves up the racetrack to the high side. Going to leave the lane open for Walters down on the bottom. The he slips Ford Mustang. Looks like trouble possibly for Manette. He's up on the high side of the racetrack. And losing ground. Here comes the Big Z Bill Zardo now. Zardo to 2nd. making his first career Hot Rod Series start. The KRM Midwell MC Mechanical 46 machine will now set his sights on the 47 to stomp at Tom Walters. Walters able to get past Zardo, working through lap traffic. Now clear sailing out in front. Walters and Zardo. Two stable names here. Long-time names across the province of Ontario. Walters, a 30-time champion. Zardo, a former winner of the ACT Pro Stock Tour, has made starts in the Oxford 250. The Vermont Milk Bowl, now at 80 years of age, makes his return to racing with the Quick Wick Hot Rod Series. But Walters continues to pull away in that 47 machine. He'll come up on lap traffic. Gary Hanna and Jerry Broom run side by side just ahead of the 47 machine of Walters. Sean Walker, the 04 machine, gets sideways down the bottom of the racetrack. Hanna now goes to the high side of the racetrack. He's going to slow up and check up Walters. Here comes the Big Z with a run. See where he goes. He'll fall in line behind Walters as they work through lap traffic. Hanna goes up the racetrack. See if he leaves the lane open. Walters down through. He's got nose damage. Going to have to be careful. He doesn't have that front fender come in and cut the right front tire. They'll come to 5 to go with the line this time by. Zardo now trying to stay with the 47 of Walters. An absolute treat here this afternoon. The Hot Rods putting on a great show. Donnie Beatty runs in the 3rd spot. Marty Manette in 4th. Looks like Rob Bromley on the move. He might have a tire rub on that number 6 machine from the left front. Amanda Balson had moved forward early and fallen back. The London Recreational Racing Fix-It Females Lux Beauty Boutique 16 machine. She'll now go to the inside and make contact. Manette might have caught the outside retaining wall down the back straightaway. Balson trying to get aggressive. Bromley, that left front tire continuing to smoke heavy. Balson now up to the 4th spot as they work through lap traffic. Races all over the racetrack. Popsicle 6 at the line for stomping Tom Walters. The Big Z trying to close in the Dodge Daytona. Down the back straightaway. Zardo, a car length back from the 47 of Walters. Trying to get there. White flag in the air this time by. White flag for stomping Tom Walters. The Big Z trying to close in on him. Looks like Bromley has lost that left front tire. He's up the racetrack. We got cars all over the front straightaway. Everybody keeps it going straight. The leaders are going to get back to the stripe. Walters with the win. The Big Z. Zardo comes home in 2nd. It'll be Donnie Beatty in 3rd. Amanda Balson in 4th. And 5th, I believe, will go to Steve Book. Here's 2022. You're holding off fellow Hall of Famer the Big Z Bill Zardo for a feature win at Sunset Speedway. Tell me what's going through your mind.
I just think it's awesome. Probably the 2 oldest guys here. He's 80, I'm 70 something, and oh yeah, 2.
Well, that was a test to make sure you were good. All right.
Yeah, exactly. She poked me and said, "Hey, 2."
Sometimes we need a gentle reminder. Tom, I mean, this 47 car has been fast since you got it, but a great performance. You had to work your way through there in lap traffic. I mean, you guys went flag to flag. What a performance.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I've had a few health issues. I didn't know if I'd be able to do it all, but I feel great. I'm surprised. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one.
You got some sponsors this year jumping on board, making it possible. Thank everyone that helped get you here to victory lane.
Yeah, I'd like to thank B&B Towing, Dwayne and Sherry, Brian Cathcart Trucking, and RGC Sports for their support as well.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Your feature winner, stomping Tom Walters. Ladies and gentlemen, the best of the modifieds have to offer are here this afternoon. The Ground Pounders are going to go 40 laps the distance on the Epic Raceware scoreboard. Lights are extinguished. Hopefully for the final time this afternoon upon the McMorton Master Buick GMC Pace Truck. We thank you for being with us. It's been a long weekend, but we have won out Mother Nature. Ladies and gentlemen, the Queenston Chevrolet Just Moment Modified Tour. Here we go. Bolson on the inside, Edwards on the outside. Nice and slow. Field comes to the start off at turn number 4. Green flag in the air with the modifieds. Down into turn number 1. Side by side for the top spot. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Jason Keen and AJM split Marshall Shrink. Andy Cameron's on the move already. Out front though, it is TJ Edwards getting past. And around goes the 14 of AJM's. M's down into the inside retaining wall. And that will be a complete restart. The full field did not get across the line. And I think Edwards playing games on the restart, trying to lead him off down turn number 2, playing the mind games with Bolson. Bolson, the long-time veteran, the multi-time Peterborough Speedway track champion, multi-time feature winner of the Tour. Bolson gets on the loud pedal early in the middle of 3 and 4, green flag in the air. As it was a complete restart, Bolson with control car, learned from the initial start and got the jump. We'll see what he can do out front. The Wonder Recreational Racing B10 machine now ahead of TJ Edwards in that 34 machine. Andy Cameron looking for room to work, looking to the outside of Jason Keen for the 3rd spot as they race down the back straightaway. TJ Edwards has the Nerf bar all over the rear bumper of the 10 machine of Bolson. Cameron to the outside of the 18 of Jason Keen. Able to get clear Keen off at 2. Edwards now pressuring the B10 of Bolson. The quick fire starters, Wonder Recreational Racing, Cochran Automotive, B10 machine. Trying to hold off the Can-Do Homes, just foam at 34 machine of TJ Edwards. Camera though starting to close in on the front 2, the Caldecott Millwright. Humberview Parts.ca, AM Group of Companies, 35 machine. Trying to track down the front 2. Edwards knows he coming. Edwards sticks the Nerf bar to the inside of Bolson. Bolson moves up the racetrack. The Wonder Recreational Racing B10 machine. Now trying to hold on the Can-Do Homes 34 ride. Side by side through 1 and 2. Edwards gets loose, slides up the racetrack. That's going to open the door for Cameron. Here comes the Wonder Recreational Racing. Quick fire start, 35 machine. The seat and structures ride on the move, all over the rear bumper of his Wonder Recreational Racing teammate. Bolson goes up the hill on the B10 machine. Cameron coming through on the bottom, side by side for the top spot now. TJ Edwards looking to stick to the rear bumper of the 35 of Cameron and follow him through down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Cameron now clear of Bolson. He'll take sole possession of the top spot. Bolson back to 2nd. Bolson within a car length over the 34. TJ Edwards now. London Recreational Racing cars run 1-2. Jason Keen in the 18 runs in the 4th spot. 5th is Marshall Shrink. Herb Walters runs in 6th. Brad Pearsall 7th. Dale Reinhardt 8th. Mike Hardy 9th. And Jake Watson rounds out the top 10. The Points Action Tire and Automotive Rookie of the Year contender runs in the 10th spot. Top 3 starting to spread out. Walters now starting to catch the rear Marshall Shrink, the 22 machine, the London City Music Hall ride, under pressure from the Michelle's Topsail Protect Tire and Auto. 78 machine of Walters. Walters, a former Sunset Speedway Super Stock Track champion, took some time away from the sport the last several years, picked up this modified towards the tail end of last year, came home with a top 10 finish at the Autumn Colors Classic. Now side by side with Marshall Shrink. Shrink a winner last time out here at Sunset Speedway last year. Walters now able to clear the 22 of Shrink. He'll track the top 5 and now set his sights on the 18 of Jason Keen. Walters might have got a little high there, just brushed the ball down the front straightaway. Using up all the racetrack. Trying to get to the rear bumper of the Oakville Automotive and Diesel Machine Shop 18 machine of Jason Keen. Out front though, Andy Cameron with a 4 car length advantage now over the B10 of Bolson, who's got a little bit more than that over the 34 TJ Edwards. Walters looking high, looking low, trying to find a way by Jason Keen. Keen drives it deep into turn number 3 and moves up the racetrack. Side by side for the 4th spot is the 78 of Walters and the 18 of Jason Keen. Keen trying to hold him off on the high side of the racetrack. He'll lose ground, and Walters will take over the spot in the Michelle's Top 1278 machine. Marshall Strength thought about taking advantage, didn't have enough to run. Walters sideways down the front straightaway, able to hold on to that 78 machine. Jason Keane had to get on the binders, contact with Marshall Strength, and Keane went up the racetrack. He'll lose a whole bunch of ground now and get drop kicked way outside the top 5. Camera's gonna come up on live traffic now. Paul Townsend just ahead of him, and then you've got Luke Janak and the 7 of Tommy Robb running side by side ahead of them. Wally Wilson doing a great job down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Brad Pearsall and Dale Reinhardt battle just outside the top 5. That's a battle for the 6th position as they work around the 69 of Wally Wilson. Cross flags the line this time by 20 laps in, 20 laps to go for your leader, Andy Cameron. They'll come up with the one of Paul Townsend to put him a lap down. They go to the inside of the Paul Townsend Snap-on Tools #1 machine. Top 4, top 5 all spread out. Closest battle on the racetrack is between Dale Reinhardt and Brad Pearsall. Pearsall gets loose that time down the middle of 3 and 4. That's going to open the door for the SGR Plumbing #51 machine of Dale Reinhardt, the Roadville Farms ride. Able to take over the 6th spot now. Trouble for Mike Hardy. He gets loose. That opens the door for Jake Watson, the Kurtz Coolers 88 machine on the move. Past the 20 of Mike Hardy. Jason Keane trying to charge back forward after his earlier issues. Looking to the inside of Brad Pearsall. Trouble for Pearsall. That car goes up in smoke, and that is going to draw a caution. Pearsall tried to get onto pit road, but had too much speed and couldn't get the car turned. About halfway down the back straightaway, he realized something was wrong. Tried to get that car down to the bottom and get it wound up, but smoke coming out of the 15 machine. Brad Pearsall said it looks to be done here on lap 24, just past the halfway point. So Jake Watson, who made that pit stop, will restart just outside the top 10. McMaster Buick GMC Pace Truck hits pit road. As they come to the restart stripe and turn #4, green flag back in the air. Camera gets clear of the B10 of Balson. The 34 of TJ Edwards now to the inside of the B10 machine. Herb Walters looking to follow him through down the bottom side of the racetrack. Dale Reinhardt gets sideways. Reinhardt goes around. And we got a couple spinning to avoid. Reinhardt lost that car coming off as he came down the racetrack. Made the hard right to keep it off whoever was on his inside. And that car came back across the racetrack. Heads up driving to everybody that avoided that. The one on recreational team race, Andy Camrath. The crowd pleaser, Kelly Balson on the front row. Second row is TJ Edwards and the check casher, Herb Walters. Then it's Marshall Shrink and Jason Keane. Looking for the green flag again off of turn #4. Green flag back in the air. Down into turn #1. Camera's with the advantage. Balson up on the high side of the racetrack. Trying to clear TJ Edwards. Edwards staying to the inside of the B10 machine. Walters staying up on the high side of the racetrack, seeing if he can get a run to the outside of Edwards. He'll be clear this time by, still side by side for second. Balson though with a great run through 1 and 2 on the high side of the racetrack. He will clear the 34 of Edwards. Top 5 run nose to tail. Camera starting to pull away from the B10 machine out in front. Edwards pressuring the rear of the B10 machine, the one of recreational racing. Cochran Automotive, Hampton General Store, B10. Has a lot of pressure from behind for TJ Edwards, your reigning series champion. Edwards all over the rear of the B10 of Balson, works to the inside. Balson staying up on the high side of the racetrack, keeping the momentum wound up. The GTA Race Designs, quick fire starters B10 machine. on the outside of the Can-Do Homes. 34 machine, little bit of contact, that time down the back straightaway. Edwards tried to slide in line behind Boston, wasn't quite clear. Again, more contact down the front straightaway. Edwards trying to loosen up the B10 machine down the straightaway and mess up corner entry for the B10. Edwards down to the bottom of the racetrack again, looking to the inside of Olsen. Contact again down the front straightaway. Edwards getting aggressive. Balson's got nowhere left to go. He's up against the wall down the front straightaway as these two come together. Inside 10 laps to go. It'll be 8 to go with the line this time by. Battle is on for second. TJ Edwards still to the bottom side of the racetrack. Balson with a great run down the back straightaway again, up on the high side. The one at Recreational Racing, B10 machine, trying to hold on to the second spot. Ahead of TJ Edwards in the Can-Do Homes 34 ride. Edwards getting closer and closer to pulling even with Balson. Gets a great run off the back straightaway down into turn 3 and 4. Balson up on the bike on the high side of the racetrack, trying to make it work, pedaling that car as quick as he can, trying to keep the 34 down to his inside. These two putting on a phenomenal side-by-side battle for second. All in the rearview mirror of the Instant Classic Andy camera. Balson starting to pull ahead little by little once again. Edwards having to keep that car pinched down on the bottom. Got to start heating up that right front tire. Balson takes the wide arcing entry into turns 1 and 2. Gets a great run down the back straightaway, able to clear the 34 machine. Balson now trying to pull away from the 34 TJ Edwards. Edwards again looks to the inside through 1 and 2. Coming to popsicle sticks at the line this time by. 2 laps to go for the Instant Classic Andy Camera. TJ Edwards trying one last run to the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to set Balson up for the pass for second. White flag in the air for Andy Cameron. Balson still clear of TJ Edwards. See what Edwards can do. Down into turn number 1, drives it deep to the bottom side of the racetrack. Balson able to clear the 34, off of 2 and down the back straightaway. Off of 4, checkered flag in the air. Andy Cameron with the win. Second will go to Balson. Third will be TJ Edwards. Herb Walters in 4th. And it'll be Marshall Schrenk rounding out the top 5. Andy, this 35 car, it was fast last year, but this year you guys are taking it to a whole new level.
Yeah, you know what, Sean and myself, we put our heads together pretty good over the winter, and I leave a lot of faith in Sean, and clearly it's working out pretty good here. It was fast off the trailer. I can't ask for any more.
I mean, were you worried starting deep? You had to work your way through. Were you worried you maybe got caught up in something, maybe knocked the toe out? What's it like knowing you got a fast car, but you've got to make your way through traffic?
Honestly, I just kind of got in the car there, and I just picked him off when I had a chance. I didn't want to try and put myself in a situation here. We got a fast enough car. We don't need to do that stuff, so just picked him off when I could. And I seen TJ got sideways the one corner, and it was an opportunity, and, just pick him off.
A lot of people make it possible. A lot of new partners on the car this year. A lot of friends, family, crew down here. Thank everyone that makes it possible.
I got to thank Mike Schmidt, London Rec. He's been with us a long time here. Dave Seaton at Seaton Structures, Dave and Jen there. They helped us out with the motor program this year, and they're here tonight, so that's awesome. Image Wraps makes the car look awesome. Corey at Caldecott. Humberview Group. I got to thank Humberview helping us out with some motor stuff this year as well. And Dennis at AP Engines. I can't thank everybody enough. Sean Chenoweth, like I said, I wish he was here, but I know he's probably watching from home, or he will be able to, and same with Mike. So, like I said, I can't thank everybody enough.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen, the Instant Classic Andy Cameron. A good run for you, though. I mean, second the whole race, you had a great battle with TJ Edwards. You two put on just a masterful race through the back half there after that restart. Talk us through your race.
Well, we didn't have much for Andy. The car's better than it was last year, which is encouraging. Thanks mostly to GTA, Graham T. And, we've got a good car, but that 35 is pretty tough to deal with. And, TJ's last year's champion, so it's not like we're dealing with bad cars. You know what I mean? It's nice to be up front. We got something to work with, and we'll keep digging.
There we go. You got a lot of people. You have had some new sponsors come on board. You got old sponsors. Everyone that makes this program work. A 2-car team. You guys traveling up and down the road with your wife Amanda Balsam with the hot rod. It's not a single person effort. A lot of people behind the scenes make it work. Thank everyone that makes it possible for you.
Yeah, I want to thank Mike Schmidt first at London Recreational Racing, Frank Wall at Quick Wicks, actually Andy at AM Group of Companies, Roddy Cochran Automotive helps us quite a bit. The Rinaldi's, nice people that run and own Brighton Speedway. Hampton General Store, and a lot of people, if I'm leaving anybody out, I'm just a little tuckered out. It was a tough winter, you know what I mean? So anyway, I want to thank everybody, GTA, Graham Flatt, Lyndon Parody, his family that are here that help us out a great deal, and a lot of it out of his own pocket, you know what I mean? So I want to thank all those people and everybody that's helping us out. We're having a good time.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Second place finisher, the crowd pleaser, Kelly Balson. TJ Edwards, my man, kicking off the championship defense here with a podium finish. A great battle through the back half of the race with Kelly Balson there. This 34 car seemed good, but just tough down on the bottom side of the racetrack.
Yeah, we could get to him. I just didn't have enough car to pass him. Once I got on the bottom, I was way too tight. He stayed on the top side, which helped him, and I didn't have enough car to get under him, and Andy was flying out there. Congratulations to him, too. I'd just like to thank all the people that make this possible. Brian McDonald for working on this car, everybody that got this car together in a week. My dad, Ron, Jade, Greg, Chris, everybody that makes it possible. My Uncle Don, Can Do Homes, JT Excavating, Home Hardware, Theaker's Collision, Mountain, Perforated Plate and Sheep, and that's it, I think.
A good run for you, kicking off the championship defense. Best luck through the rest of 2022. Congratulations on your podium finish. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you being out here for the Spring Velocity weekend. It's been a long one. We beat out Mother Nature. We didn't think we would. I've been your host, Brennan Doherty, on behalf of the ABC Series, the Oscar Series. Oscar President Dave Gainforth, track owners Brian and Sandra Todish, track manager Carol Slaughter. We appreciate you all being with us here. We thank you for waiting it out with us, and we hope to see you again here next Saturday night.
This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of GForceTV. GForceTV would like to thank you for your support and for watching today's broadcast.